Chapter 2034. Lin Fei was furious. The Bai family's invincible divine emperor old ancestor was killed in the mysterious sky world. And now there were more people coming? After hearing the news, Lin Fei let the system open the 3D image. Destiny Realm experts. A total of 3 warships came in a majestic manner. Through the 3D image, Lin Fei could feel the aura of destiny coming towards him. Wow! 3 Heavens Mandate experts. What a powerful background. Originally, he thought that there was only one Heavens Mandate Realm expert. But now, it seemed that there was far more than one. There were a total of 3 Heavens Mandate Realm experts. Lin Fei was even more curious about this force. To be able to make 3 Heavens Fate Realm experts move out, this force didn't just have 3 Heavens Fate Realm experts. There might even be 7 or 8. No wonder they are so aggressive, and they have the power to wipe out an entire world. Lin Fei currently had 3 Destiny Realm experts and 18 Invincible Divine Emperors. No, 19 Invincible Divine Emperors. It was more than enough to deal with them. I'll let you regret it later. The mysterious sky world is just ahead. The 3 warships were huge, and they were filled with people. Each of them had the aura of a divine emperor, and the weakest was above the heavenly divine emperor level. Every warship was about the same. This was a rather powerful force. I heard that this Detian is very arrogant, thinking that he can scare people away just because he killed the Bai family's invincible divine emperor old ancestor. He should know where we come from. On the warship in the middle, Xian Sheng, the leader of the Destiny Realm experts, said coldly, "Brother Xian is right. If Detian doesn't know what's good for him, then I'd like to see how powerful he is." The Heavens Mandate expert on the left, Lung Outyen, said in disdain, "Ha ha ha, you're right. Actually, this emperor would like to see this junior Detian. If he can hand over the mysterious sky world, we can give him a position as a vanguard general of our small celestial dynasty." Bo Neng, the Destiny Realm expert on the right, said, although these 3 Heavens Mandate Realm experts weren't the strongest among them, they were still extremely powerful. They could cultivate destiny power. They could look down on the world. To be able to send 3 Heavens Mandate experts to the profound sky world, the small divine dynasty behind them must be very powerful. "Stop!" God Emperor Xian Sheng waved his hand. The warship stopped. The other 2 battleships stopped. Although they were all Heavens Mandate experts, they could disregard divine Emperor Fengshen and the others due to the profound sky world's ferocious reputation. The number of experts who had died in the mysterious sky world was uncountable. The 3 Heavenly Fate Realm experts didn't dare to underestimate him. "Is the profound sky world's Detian here?" Deity Emperor Xian Sheng shouted. The voice of the Heavens Mandate expert spread throughout the starry sky and the mysterious sky world. "I'm Detian. If you have something to say, just say it." Lin Fei's voice echoed through the air. Not far from Xian Sheng Deity Sovereign, Lin Fei's phantom image appeared in the void, facing 3 Heavens Mandate Realm experts. "You're Detian. That's great." God Emperor Bunung snorts. "We are from the Under Heaven God dynasty. You should understand our intentions. Our Under Heaven God dynasty needs your profound sky world. As long as Dao Friend is willing to hand it over, our Under Heaven God dynasty is willing to grant you the position of a battle general." Under Heaven God dynasty? In the Invincible Palace, Lin Fei didn't know about the Under Heaven God dynasty. After the Heavens Mandate Realm appeared, Heavens Mandate Realm experts appeared as well. All sorts of God dynasties appeared, forming a scene of hundreds of God dynasties. This was just the beginning. Battle General? I'm afraid you're just going to be cannon fodder. Lin Fei sneered. Bullshit, Battle General, isn't it just that? Seeing that Detian didn't respond, Lung Outyen's cold gaze swept across. This emperor knows that you have some ability and can kill an invincible god emperor. In our eyes, even if 10 invincible God Emperors come, our under heaven God dynasty can still raise your profound sky world to the ground. If you know what's good for you, immediately hand over the profound sky world. One playing the good cop, one playing the bad cop. Lin Fei laughed even more happily. This was what God Emperor Bunang and God Emperor Leng Outyan had discussed before. It would be best if they didn't take action. If they paid a huge loss, the Under Heaven God dynasty would also feel heartache. The other party could kill an invincible God Emperor. At least 3 invincible God Emperors would take action. If they could subdue 3 invincible God Emperors, that would be the best. That would be the top combat power. Any God dynasty needed invincible God Emperors. Inside the invincible palace, Divine Emperor Tianxi and the others slightly changed their expressions. The Under Heaven God dynasty is really shameless. Divine Emperor Tianxi said disdainfully, one playing the good cop and the other playing the bad cop. However, little junior brother is quite powerful. I heard that the Under Heaven God dynasty has a very powerful background. 100 Flowers Divine Emperor smiled, but there was a trace of worry in his smile. Facing 3 heavenly mandate experts, Divine Emperor Tianxi and the others also felt very helpless. Our little junior brother should be able to handle it. Massacre Divine Emperor rarely spoke. Thank you for thinking so highly of me, but it's a pity that everyone is too late. Lin Fei shook his head and said, what too late? Divine Emperor Bunang suddenly had a bad feeling. Lin Fei said, my profound sky world no longer belongs to me. Just some time ago, I handed over the profound sky world. Now, I am just a member of the Under Heaven God dynasty. The 3 heavenly mandate experts were startled. Occupied? You're lying. Divine Emperor Leng Outyan said angrily, we know about your profound sky world. According to your character, how could you hand over the profound sky world? The 3 heavenly mandate experts did not believe it. Although they did not make a move before, it did not mean that they did not pay attention to the situation of the profound sky world. They clearly believed that the profound sky world was still in the hands of Di Tian. Di Tian saying this was nothing more than a perfunctory act. It was just that it was very difficult to convince them. Lin Fei did not care. Anyway, I have handed over the profound sky world. If you want the profound sky world, talk to the small Under Heaven God dynasty behind me. If you are not afraid of them dealing with you, just barge in. The phantom image in front of them dissipated. The 3 heavenly mandate experts really did not expect to hear such a news. The profound sky world was occupied by the Under Heaven God dynasty? They had never heard of this news before. Di Tian is definitely fooling people. We did not have to talk to him just now. Let's just kill our way in. Divine Emperor Leng Outyan said expressionlessly. Divine Emperor Bunang said worriedly, if the profound sky world is in the hands of someone else, we'll have offended a Under Heaven God dynasty. This is not a good thing. Divine Emperor Xiansheng revealed a look of hesitation. If the profound sky world was ownerless, they would not care. Even if Di Tian's ferocious reputation was out there, in front of them, heaven mandate experts, he could suppress them if he wanted to. Now that the Under Heaven God dynasty was in great numbers, the Under Heaven God dynasty was not willing to offend a powerful Under Heaven God dynasty. Chapter 2035. I'm shameless. I'm really good at framing people. Listening to their words, Lin Fei rolled his eyes. He was a good person. How could he be shameless? Deceive them? Nonsense. Just now, Lin Fei had figured out how to deal with the divine dynasties one by one. They're just bullying me because I don't have a backer. I'll make one myself. Lin Fei didn't want to face the divine dynasties endlessly. If he wanted to dispel their thoughts, as long as he had a strong divine dynasty, he would have to be careful no matter who it was. In the following era of divine dynasties, he didn't have to worry about their thoughts. This was the solution, Lin Fei came up with. Deceiving people? Why didn't anyone believe it? The Tianzi Divine Emperor and the others were also dumbfounded. He joined the Divine Dynasty. The Tianzi Divine Emperor blinked. Why do I feel that it's impossible? The Flower's Divine Emperor smiled. Little junior brother must be deceiving them. Given his character, it should be impossible for him to join the Divine Dynasty. They knew their little junior brother too well. He had never chosen to bow his head on his way to fame. Those who fought head-on, the unlucky ones, were always the other party. The 8 great sects of the divine realm had all suffered a great loss at his hands. In the end, they had to bow their heads for fear that he would continue to cause them trouble. They knew their little junior brother's character from this alone. Those who fought head-on would definitely be unlucky. Tell me, are Dition's words true or false? In the starry sky outside the mysterious heavenly realm, some people were also paying attention to the mysterious heavenly realm. Since the Heaven's Mandate Bridge appeared, many Heaven's Mandate experts had appeared. Those who were not the strongest chose to join the Divine Dynasty so that they could get a high position in the future. This was the era of the Divine Dynasty. No matter who it was, they were all choosing to join the Divine Dynasty. They would either assist a worthy candidate to reach the Heaven's Mandate realm, or once the person they assisted became a God Emperor, they would become the ministers of a region and dominate an era in the future. This was also the best choice for everyone in any era. The mysterious heavenly realm. The 6 subworlds were good places to establish a divine dynasty in any era. Therefore, many people had their eyes on the mysterious heavenly realm. Since the divine dynasty was one step ahead, many people simply watched in secret. If the divine dynasty in the world failed, they did not mind being the fishermen. When they heard that the mysterious sky world had been conquered by the celestial dynasty, they didn't believe it was true. Who didn't know about Dition's ferocious reputation? They wanted to see how Dition would deal with the attack of 3 Destiny Realm experts. That goes without saying. It will definitely be breached by Xian Shengxin Huang and the others. Unfortunately, they were a step ahead of us. The overall strength of the world divine dynasty is still very strong. I hope Dition can hold on a little longer. Deity Emperor Xiansheng and the rest entered the land of death. Ever since the invincible divine emperor had died in the mysterious sky world, Lin Fei had treated the starry sky outside the mysterious sky world as a forbidden area. No outsiders are allowed in. This area was also covered in layers of spatial formations. The 3 Heaven's Mandate experts took the lead and saw the profound sky world not far away. I told you Dition was lying. God Emperor Lung Outyen sneered. I dare say that Dition is definitely scared to the point that he doesn't dare to go out to welcome us. The 3 Heavenly Fate realm experts were in a good mood. The only thing they had to do now was to capture Dition. At that time, without Dition's consent, the mysterious sky world would become the territory of the world divine dynasty. This is the territory of the mysterious sky divine dynasty. Outsiders are not allowed to enter. Boom! All of a sudden, a dignified voice descended from the sky. At the same time, a giant hand with a terrifying aura slapped toward the 3 Heavens Mandate experts. Not good. The 3 Heavens Mandate experts reacted quickly and attacked upward. Heavens Mandate expert. They had never thought of it in the first place. Heavens Mandate experts would appear in the mysterious sky world. In the most impossible situation, a Heavens Mandate realm expert had appeared. A mere Heavens Mandate expert can stop us. God Emperor Lung Outyen snorted coldly, took out his weapon, and attacked. Although Xian Shengxin Huang and the others were shocked, they did not retreat. A Heaven's Mandate expert was not worthy of their fear. Towards the mysterious sky divine dynasty, there was still a trace of surprise. They had never heard of this divine dynasty and did not know where it came from. However, just as they had this thought, another 2 Heavens Mandate experts attacked from the void. Their faces were covered in black armor, and they killed another 3 Heavens Mandate experts. As soon as the 3 Heavens Mandate experts appeared, their attacks made the 3 Heavens Mandate experts of the World Divine Dynasty gasp. Too strong. They actually used the power of Heaven's Mandate. Crazy, crazy. Although they were Heaven's Mandate experts, the Heaven's Mandate in their bodies was limited, and they rarely used the power of Heaven's Mandate. The 3 Heavens Mandate experts in front of them attacked with all their might. Xian Shen Huang and the others had misgivings, and they were directly at a disadvantage. In a short time, the 3 Heavens Mandate experts were injured. After fighting for a while, Xian Shen Huang and the others had the intention to retreat. It was too disadvantageous to fight with them. Want to leave? Not so easy. Just as Xian Shen Huang and the others were about to leave, another 6 black-armored people appeared from the void. They were all invincible God Emperors. They were already under great pressure, and facing 6 invincible God Emperors, the pressure was even greater. Boom! Xian Shen Huang was careless, and he vomited blood as he was sent flying. Hurry up and leave! Lin Fei watched coldly. They were killed by that Lung Aoqian Divine Emperor. 3 Heavens Mandate experts, not leaving one behind. Did they really think that the profound sky world was easy to bully? Xian Shen Huang was the first to leave, and he could not care about the other 2 Heavens Mandate experts. He was cursing in his heart. How can this profound sky divine dynasty have such strength? They use the power of Heaven's Mandate without restraint. There is no justice in this world. Buneng Divine Emperor was the second to leave, and he was not in the mood to fight. This was too much of a bully. The invincible God Emperors also followed, and the pressure was even greater. The most unlucky Lung Aoqian Divine Emperor was surrounded by 3 Heavens Mandate experts, and there were 6 invincible God Emperors attacking without any regard for their lives. Xiansheng, Buneng, you can't leave. Lung Aoqian Divine Emperor, who was pinned down, finally revealed a trace of fear. Even if he was a Heaven's Mandate expert, he could not withstand the attacks of 3 Heavens Mandate experts. After Xian Shen Huang and Buneng Divine Emperor heard this, they ran even faster, not in the mood to return. How could Lung Aoqian Divine Emperor withstand the attacks of 3 Heavens Mandate experts? In less than a moment, Lung Aoqian Divine Emperor was killed. Originally, Lung Aoqian Divine Emperor was prepared to break out of the encirclement, but the invincible God Emperors and the others came over in waves, and he could not retreat at all. It was completely over. Those experts, watching from the outside, all sucked in a cold breath. What kind of background does this profound sky divine dynasty have? Separated by space, they could see everything clearly. Chapter 2036. This time, everyone was dumbfounded one after another. The Tianxia dynasty was not a small force. 3 Heavens Mandate experts working together was enough to wipe out all existences, let alone a mysterious sky world. In the end, everyone could not believe it was true. 3 Heavens Mandate experts were actually defeated, and 1 Divine Emperor Lung Aoqian was left behind, while the other 2 Heavens Mandate experts fled in panic. This was too unbelievable. The forces that were originally watching were all dumbfounded. Originally, when Old Ancestor Bai, an invincible Divine Emperor Old Ancestor, was killed, no one dared to take it lightly. Who would have thought that the mysterious sky world would be taken over by a force? Tianxia dynasty? They had never heard of it. This did not prevent them from paying attention to the Tianxia dynasty. To be able to kill a Heaven's Mandate expert, the Tianxia dynasty strength was far from what they had imagined. While they were still in shock, the Heaven's Mandate expert spoke. Any force that spies on the mysterious sky world, as long as they step within 1 billion miles of the mysterious sky world, will be targeted by the Tianxia dynasty. The Heaven's Mandate expert's voice rumbled. The voice of the heavens mandate expert echoed in the starry sky. 5 of the 6 subworlds also heard the heavens mandate expert's voice, especially the last few words. Everyone felt threatened. The Tianxia dynasty was serious. Go. We can't stay here. Who knows if the heavens mandate expert of the Tianxia dynasty will come out? Once the warning was given, the onlookers began to retreat. If they came out, they would definitely die. So, a large group of people fled out. This works too? The divine emperors were dumbfounded. A heavens mandate expert. The mysterious sky world actually had a heavens mandate expert. They could not believe it was true. It was too shocking. When they came, they had guessed that the 3 invincible divine emperors in their little junior brother's hands should be the strongest deterrent. They did not expect that they not only had invincible divine emperors, but also a heavens mandate expert. Dynasty? Tianxia dynasty? Say it. Did little junior brother really join the Tianxia dynasty? The 3 divine emperors looked at each other, not knowing what to say. They did not believe that their little junior brother could have a heavens mandate expert as well. As long as one dared to establish a divine dynasty, there would definitely be heavenly mandate realm experts in the dynasty. At most, it was just a matter of how many there were. Sending out 3 heavens mandate realm experts at once was truly a big move. Originally, he was worried about those fellows outside eyeing him covetously like tigers watching their prey. He was completely relieved. What should we do now? Divine Emperor Xiansheng and Divine Emperor Boneng, who had escaped, had fled far away. When they were sure that no one was chasing them, they stopped. Their expressions were extremely unsightly. At the same time, there was a trace of fear in their eyes. The one who spoke was God Emperor Boneng. He was completely frightened. A heavens mandate expert had died. When he came, he was full of mettle, thinking about how to take down the profound sky world in the blink of an eye. He had fallen in the profound sky world. Emperor Xiansheng suffered a heavy blow, and his eyes were filled with resentment. It's all because of that bastard Ditian. Divine Emperor Xiansheng scolded. If it wasn't for him, why would we have barged in and offended the heavenly fate realm experts of the profound sky god dynasty? God Emperor Boneng rolled his eyes. Back then, you were the one who requested to enter. We can't go to the profound sky world anymore. We have to return to the under heaven god dynasty and report the situation to them. Divine Emperor Xiansheng was completely frightened. A heavens mandate expert had been killed. This was simply an incredible matter. The 2 of them were actually afraid. To be able to kill a heavens mandate expert. Those 3 heavens mandate experts were enough to kill them. What they could not accept the most was that the other party had invincible god emperors who were exceptionally powerful. Hence, the 2 of them returned to the under heaven god dynasty and told everyone about the power of the profound sky god dynasty. They couldn't possibly say that they were afraid. A heavens mandate expert had died. That was quite sensational. As those who had left sent the news back to their respective factions, the entire world was in an uproar. When everyone heard the news, they expressed their disbelief. Profound sky world. The strongest were 3 invincible god emperors. How could they kill a heavens mandate expert? Furthermore, it was under the attack of 3 heavens mandate experts. Investigate. They had to investigate. Spies from all over investigated the news. The news was quickly reported. This time, everyone was dumbfounded. When they heard the news, they couldn't believe it was true. That arrogant Ditian had actually joined the Under Heaven God dynasty. Profound Sky God dynasty? This made the faces of those who had been staring at the profound sky world burn, as if they had been slapped in the face. It was too surprising. The 8 great god emperors secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, they had not set their eyes on the profound sky world, who asked them to suffer at the hands of Ditian. Previously, Ditian was alone, and it was already too much for them to handle. now that he had joined the Under Heaven God dynasty. The 8 great god emperors had no more thoughts. Fight with Ditian? They would be the ones suffering. Until now, they were still afraid of Ditian. When they heard that Ditian had a backer, the 8 great god emperors had even less thoughts. A Heaven's Mandate expert had been killed. That was not all. The whole divine world was in an uproar. All the Heaven's Mandate experts who had established Under Heaven God dynasty turned their attention to the profound sky world's profound sky God dynasty. What a joke! To be able to kill a Heaven's Mandate expert, even if it was the weakest Heaven's Mandate expert, was already shocking. They did not expect Ditian to join the Under Heaven God dynasty, and it seemed that he was very popular. Many people regretted not recruiting Ditian earlier. Just the 3 invincible god emperors by Ditian's side, in addition to the profound sky world, was quite worth it. At that time, no one thought about whether Ditian would join the Under Heaven God dynasty or not. What everyone paid more attention to was that the profound sky God dynasty was founded by a Heaven's Mandate expert. To be able to kill a Heaven's Mandate expert was something that no Under Heaven God dynasty dared to ignore. This also made the profound sky God dynasty famous, and the whole world knew about it. The forces that originally had designs on the profound sky world completely gave up this time. If even a Heaven's Mandate expert could be killed, they would just be sending themselves to their deaths. Now, the only thing everyone wanted to know was who the divine emperor of the profound sky God dynasty was. He could swallow up the profound sky world without anyone noticing, and even make Ditian willing to join. In their opinion, an unknown enemy was the scariest. The sudden appearance of the profound sky God dynasty was even more worthy of attention. As the other 5 subworlds of the 6 subworlds under the divine realm, they instantly felt a formless pressure. With such a mysterious neighbor of the profound sky God dynasty, no one could be at ease. If it was an ordinary Under Heaven God dynasty, no one would feel any pressure. Now that the profound sky God dynasty had shocked the world with a single brilliant feat, the neighbors were frightened. After Lin Fei returned, the Tianxi Divine Emperor and the others came looking for him. If the profound sky world was really controlled by the profound sky God dynasty, they would have to consider whether it was appropriate to stay here. Little junior brother, you are so fierce. Even a Heaven's Mandate expert died outside the profound sky world. I think from now on, no one will come looking for trouble. The Tianxi Divine Emperor congratulated him. The profound sky God dynasty was naturally thought of by Lin Fei in a flash of inspiration. Chapter 2037. Lin Fei's explanation to the Tianxi Divine Emperor was very simple. The mysterious sky world had indeed become the land of the God dynasty. Lin Fei had also told everyone that they did not need to worry about the people of the God dynasty, and that everything would be peaceful. In the meantime, Lin Fei had leaked a little information, saying that they would not appear in public for the time being, and that the management of the profound sky world would still be in his hands. The Tianxi Divine Emperor and the others were taken aback once again. They realized that their little junior brother had a deep connection with the people of the Divine Dynasty. Lin Fei's words made them heave a sigh of relief. If the Celestial Dynasty had given them a choice, they would not have been able to make a decision at the moment. If they left the mysterious sky world now, the people from the hell world would definitely not let them off. They would definitely eliminate them. Fortunately, little junior brother's words made them continue to stay. Due to the matters of the infernal realm, the 3 of them focused on cultivation. Meanwhile, the other 5 subrealms started to discuss the profound sky God dynasty. It was not a good thing to have such a neighbor, especially the ruler of the infernal realm, the Mu family. Ever since the Mu family entered the infernal world, they had relied on their own strength to crush the God King of massacre of the infernal world, killing most of the people who resisted. The only thing he was dissatisfied with was that the massacre deity emperor and the others had seized the opportunity to escape from the infernal world. Everyone, the profound sky god dynasty has a mysterious origin. Does anyone have any good suggestions? The Mu family had established the divine dynasty to be able to conquer the infernal realm and deter the other forces. The Mu family's overall strength was still very strong. At this moment, the upper echelons of the divine dynasty were all gathered together. These upper echelons were formed by people from various powers. They were working together to become Heaven's mandate experts. The heavenly mandate ascendant of the Mu clan was named Mu Rendi. It was an extremely tyrannical name. Mu Rendi, the God Emperor, truly had the qualifications to be arrogant. He was ranked within the top 20 of the heavenly fate rankings. Mu Rendi was not in a good mood. In the neighboring profound sky world, a profound sky god dynasty had appeared. He had even killed a heavenly mandate realm expert. He was extremely domineering. Up until now, Mu Rendi had not been able to guess which heavenly mandate expert was in control of the profound sky god dynasty. This made Mu Rendi very uncomfortable. Thus, he gathered the higher-ups to discuss how to deal with this profound sky world. Besides that, there was another matter, and that was that the Tianxi Divine Emperor and the others had entered the mysterious sky world and were together with Di Tian. Di Tian was famous for being difficult to deal with. At first, Mu Rendi was just sitting back and watching Di Tian being chased out. But in the blink of an eye, the situation suddenly changed. Di Tian actually has a backer now. What the hell is going on? Mu Rendi was very worried that Di Tian would send the experts of the God Dynasty to attack the Hell Realm. Your Highness, there's no need to fear Di Tian. On the other hand, the Tianxian Divine Dynasty has always been shrouded in a veil. At the very least, we cannot offend the Tianxian Divine Dynasty for the time being. They belong to the Peace faction. With the precedent of a heavenly fate realm expert being killed, no one dared to look for trouble with the heavenly profound God Dynasty. On the other hand, the pro-war faction also remained silent. The reason was simple. The death of a Heaven's Mandate expert in the profound sky world. Everyone had to consider it carefully. Mu Rendi knew very well what everyone meant. At the very least, it was not appropriate to offend the profound sky God Dynasty for the time being. Your Highness, they're here. After the noisy end, someone immediately came to report. Who? Mu Rendi asked. The Night Luo God Dynasty of the Heaven Opening World, the Shui Clan God Dynasty of the Moan World, the Netherworld River God Dynasty of the Blood Evil World, and finally the Stone Emperor Clan of the Tianhao World. Mu Rendi immediately became serious and revealed a trace of seriousness. I'll go and welcome them personally. These 4 people, they all had great backgrounds. The God dynasties were all very powerful. Especially in the era where there were many god dynasties, Mu Rendi needed allies, powerful allies. The big shots of 4 worlds coming together was indeed not a small matter. Everyone, your presence brings light to my humble dwelling. Mu Rendi was very imposing, and at the same time his aura contained an invincible, overbearing aura. For Mu Rendi to personally come out to welcome them, it was indeed very important. Ha ha ha! For Emperor Mu to come out to welcome us. We're really flattered. Soon, the 4 of them entered one after another. Mu Rendi ordered his subordinates to send over delicacies and wine. After everyone exchanged greetings, they immediately entered the main topic. They were not here to play. Emperor Mu, what do you think of the Tianxian God Dynasty? The first to speak was the ruler of the Netherworld River God Dynasty, the Netherworld River Divine Emperor. The strongest of each generation was called the Netherworld River Divine Emperor. The Netherworld River clan was not the human race, but a special race. They were born in the Netherworld River clan and were innately immortal. They were very powerful. Their background was not small. The Netherworld River Divine Emperor in this area was very cold, especially his eyes, which always shot out a cold gaze. If one was not familiar with him, they would not be able to hide this gaze. Mu Rendi did not like the Netherworld River Divine Emperor. This guy was too cold, like a poisonous snake, making him uncomfortable. It's very mysterious. We only know about the Tianqian God dynasty, but we don't know anything about the specific situation. If we really want to know, maybe we can get some information from Di Tian. However, Di Tian is not easy to get along with. It's not easy to get information from him. Mu Rendi said very directly. According to what Emperor Mu said, you don't know much about the situation of the Tianqian God dynasty? This time, the person who spoke was the ruler of the Night Luo God dynasty, Divine Emperor Yilong, who was born with purple pupils. There's no choice. After the Tianqian God dynasty killed the Destiny Realm expert, no one dared to stay outside. It's very difficult to know the specific situation. Could it be that Taoist Yilong knows? Divine Emperor Yilong shook his head. Emperor Su thinks too highly of me. Mu Rendi did not believe that they could get any useful information. Now, everyone knew that the Tianqian world was not to be trifled with. They had a god dynasty overseeing it. Within 100 million miles, they would kill anyone with hostility. Just because of this, no one dared to go. If they went, they would definitely lose their lives. There were even rumors that within 100 million miles, there were invincible divine emperors overseeing it. Anyone who went in would definitely be killed. Mu Rendi guessed some of the situation. The four great figures should be trying to understand the Tianqian world. The main point was whether the Tianqian God dynasty was worth it to form an alliance with. From killing the Destiny Realm expert, the valiant side they displayed was enough to make everyone pay attention to them. As 5 out of 6 subworlds, they also had their own thoughts. We are not sure now. Why don't we directly make a trip to the Tianqian world? Divine Emperor Xueting said. Won't we know when the time comes? Aren't you afraid of being hunted down by the Tianqian God dynasty's Destiny Realm experts? Stone Emperor sneered. The Tianqian God dynasty shouldn't be so rude. Divine Emperor Styx River said sinisterly. Unless they offend 5 of our god dynasties at once. In reality, Mu Rendi also had his own thoughts. For example, he could personally make a trip to the Tianqian god dynasty and settle the matter with Divine Emperor Tianzi and the others. If he didn't settle it, there would always be a trace of worry. This trace of worry could very possibly lead to big trouble. Chapter 2039. Outside, dynasties were being built continuously. The mysterious sky world was extremely peaceful. Ever since the news of the mysterious sky God dynasty spread, everyone in the mysterious sky world was at ease. No matter how chaotic the outside world was, as long as Di Tian was there, they did not need to worry. They worshipped Di Tian blindly. As long as Di Tian was there, the mysterious sky world was the safest place. Every time they faced danger, every time they averted danger, everyone was full of confidence in Di Tian. Invincible divine emperors and Destiny Realm experts had fallen in the mysterious sky world. What else was more worthy of pride? Perhaps many people had never seen it in their entire lives. But in the mysterious sky world, this was not a rare thing. Every time an enemy came to invade, everyone's favorite thing to do was to sit in a restaurant, order a table of delicacies, drink immortal wine, and watch a good show. It was one of life's greatest joys. It had been a month since the Destiny Realm experts had fallen. The outside world was in chaos. The people of the mysterious sky world were talking about what had happened, especially after the news of the invincible divine emperors and Destiny Realm experts had spread. No one dared to underestimate the mysterious sky world. And the appearance of the mysterious sky god dynasty had attracted many forces. They had all come to join the mysterious sky god dynasty, to be able to kill Destiny Realm experts. The mysterious sky god dynasty had a strong foundation. This naturally attracted many people to join the mysterious sky god dynasty. To those who wanted to join the mysterious sky god dynasty, they were disappointed. After coming to the mysterious sky world, They did not see the person in charge and did not know anything about the mysterious Sky God Dynasty. Even so, everyone's interest in joining the mysterious Sky God Dynasty did not diminish. They stayed in a city near the invincible palace. Compared to the constant wars outside, the mysterious Sky World was much safer. At least, they did not have to worry about being caught in a war one day. As time passed, the mysterious Sky World became more and more lively. A large number of people entered the mysterious Sky World. As locals of the mysterious Sky World, one of the things they liked to do the most was to advertise. They would nag at anyone they met, and it was not hard not to listen. And as many people entered the mysterious Sky World, 5 important people from the subworlds, they quietly arrived outside the mysterious Sky World. What a good Tian. He actually set up such a spatial formation. Once the spatial formation is activated, even a divine emperor cannot attack the mysterious Sky World. Before entering the mysterious Sky World, the Netherworld River Divine Emperor's eyes narrowed as he looked at the profound Sky World, full of praises. It's indeed very mysterious. I can't tell if it's real or fake. Divine Emperor Ting said, a hint of fear flashing in his eyes. If we can set up such a spatial array outside the Divine Dynasty, we'll be able to resist some of the power. The other 3 had similar thoughts. Spatial arrays could only be set up by spatial controllers. If one wanted to set it up perfectly, only an expert who had mastered the power of space could set it up. Tian was one of them. No one could deny this fact. Other than that, they also saw many immortals entering the mysterious Sky World. They were not surprised at all. The current profound Sky World was famous, and there were definitely many people who wanted to join the profound Sky God Dynasty. The only thing that surprised them was that after that day, there was no more news from the profound Sky God Dynasty. As for those who joined, there was no movement at all. They couldn't figure out what the Tianxian Divine Dynasty was trying to do. Let's go in and meet Tian. Murendi retracted his gaze. This time, they came here quietly because they didn't want to be noticed by too many people. They set off again. All of a sudden, a terrifying divine sense swept past them, causing the 5 heavenly fate realm cultivators to wear solemn expressions. This divine consciousness was very strong. It was so strong that they felt their hearts palpitate. It was far stronger than them. The 5 heavenly mandate experts didn't act rashly. There were heavenly mandate experts who had fallen in this place. Now, in the outside world, they only knew that the profound Sky God Dynasty had sent 3 heavenly mandate experts and a few invincible divine emperors, but they didn't know the specific details of the profound Sky God Dynasty. They wisely chose to wait and see. Esteemed guests, I wonder what brings you to my profound Sky World. An emotionless voice rang in their hearts. It's not bad to use this divine consciousness to scare people. Ever since they killed the heavenly mandate experts, Lin Fei's system had been monitoring them. No matter what realm they were at, as long as they entered the scanning range, they would have nowhere to hide. Before the 5 Destiny Realm experts even got close, the system had already scanned them. Lin Fei had also known about their identities at the first moment. They were the leaders of the 5 subworlds. They were also the masters of the 5 god dynasties. When they were about to enter, Lin Fei wanted to play and used his divine consciousness to give them a show of strength. He had consumed a lot of heavenly mandate points. Lin Fei was very satisfied with this. We are here to pay a visit to the profound Sky God Dynasty Lord, Murendi said. On the other side, Lin Fei was still a little shocked. It seemed that he was quite famous. 5 giants actually came to pay a visit to him. In this month, Lin Fei didn't stay idle. He learned about the details of these 5 giants, and it was very surprising. The 5 giants had a very powerful background. Among the god dynasties that were constantly being established, those who could be ranked at the top were very powerful. Each god dynasty had 3 or 4 heavenly mandate experts. Compared to those god dynasties that only had 1 heavenly mandate expert, the god dynasty established by the 5 giants was still relatively large. Lin Fei wasn't worried that they were here to cause trouble. The death of the heavenly mandate expert was enough to remind them that even if the giants came here, they would have to bow to him. Whoosh! Whoosh! While the 5 giants were waiting, a vast power appeared not far away from them. It immediately turned into a human shadow and then appeared in front of the 5 giants. "You want to pay a visit to this emperor." The majestic voice was extremely domineering, looking down at the 5 giants from above. The moment the shadow appeared, they were all separated by a force. At the same time, the most terrifying thing was that the shadow in front of them was actually formed by the power of heavenly mandate. The 5 giants felt a chill in their hearts. The power of heavenly mandate. As giants, they were very clear that it was not easy to obtain the power of heavenly mandate. Usually they would not use it. The giant of the profound sky god dynasty actually used the power of heavenly mandate to form a shadow and appear in the air. This method was really extraordinary, far beyond their imagination. Extravagant, too extravagant. The first time they met, they already had a conclusion in their hearts. This giant of the profound sky god dynasty was very terrifying, and his origin was also very mysterious. They had never seen anyone appear in front of them with the power of heavenly mandate. "I am Murendi, and this is the Hell World." Before Murendi could introduce himself, he was interrupted. The shadow said coldly, "This emperor knows that you have occupied the Hell World controlled by Tian and the other senior brothers." Chapter 2040. The only thing Murendi and the other 4 big shots didn't expect was that the Tianqian God Dynasty's foundation was more terrifying than they imagined. Although the person who appeared in front of them was just a phantom image, they didn't dare to underestimate him. Murendi didn't expect to be the first to bear the brunt. If someone else said this, Murendi definitely wouldn't care. He was a big shot who established a god dynasty and had a great reputation in the divine world. Right now, in front of the Tianqian god dynasty, especially in front of this mysterious person, there was a trace of innate fear. Misunderstanding. This is a misunderstanding. Murendi laughed dryly. This was the only way to explain it. The other 4 also heard the news and couldn't help but be shocked. It turned out that Tian was very popular, and all the experts of the divine dynasty would talk about him all the time. Misunderstanding. Lin Fei said in a low voice. Lin Fei had nothing to say about his senior brothers losing the underworld. This was a world where the strong preyed on the weak. It was normal that his senior brothers couldn't defend the underworld, and they couldn't blame it on others. Lin Fei was just unhappy, so he took the opportunity to talk about it. It's better to use destiny points to condense a phantom image. It can be pretentious and won't expose the Tianqian god dynasty's background. Lin Fei was proud of himself. Ever since the Heaven's Mandate expert was killed in the profound sky world, many forces had been secretly investigating. For example, the 5 big shots in front of Lin Fei. They had all arranged for people to do so. Lin Fei was very clear about this. Murendi already realized that this expert from the Tianqian god dynasty definitely had a close relationship with Tian. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said it here. Just as Murendi was thinking about how to answer and not offend the Tianqian god dynasty, the other big shots were also thinking about what the Tianqian god dynasty was planning to do. If they vented their anger on the divine emperor, then the Tianqian god dynasty wouldn't be easy to get along with. This was different from what they imagined. At this time, they didn't dare to interrupt, lest they offend this Heaven's Mandate expert. At least he could condense a phantom image with destiny power, so his strength was definitely much stronger than theirs. Ha ha ha. Dear friend Mu, you don't need to take it to heart. I was just joking a moment ago. Lin Fei suddenly laughed and said, "The infernal realm doesn't have any experts guarding it. It's only a matter of time before it gets occupied. You can't be blamed for it." Mu Rendi was indeed taken aback. He increasingly felt that this Heaven's Mandate expert in front of him was not easy to deal with. Lin Fei liked the feeling of making the faces of the 5 giants turn solemn. He wanted to give them a show of strength. Unknowingly, the mysteriousness of the Tianxian divine dynasty was raised, causing them to have all sorts of guesses. "I know a little about why you're here. However, the divine dynasty doesn't belong to me alone, and I'm just a subject of the divine dynasty. If you want to talk about cooperation with the divine dynasty, you can go to Di Tian. His position in the court is not low, and he's temporarily handling matters on behalf of the divine dynasty. This emperor still has matters to attend to, so I won't be accompanying you all." The heavens will projection dissipated and disappeared without a trace. How extravagant! The 5 leaders sucked in a breath of cold air. Once the heavens' will's power dissipated, it would disappear from the world. Such a waste was not something they could bear to do. However, the new information made them feel a wave of shock. "We still underestimated the Tianxian divine dynasty's strength," Divine Emperor Styx River said solemnly. "Yes, there's also this Di Tian. I didn't expect him to have such a high position in the court. He can be in charge of such matters." Divine Emperor Shui Teng's eyes flickered, and no one knew what he was thinking. In the end, they still entered. Even though they had yet to enter the mysterious sky world, they had already met with a Heaven's Mandate expert, which gave them quite a bit of pressure. After all, as giants, they weren't afraid of such a small storm. On the other side, Lin Fei felt refreshed. Even though he couldn't make Mu Rendi hand over the underworld, he could still gain some benefits with his words. The 5 giants entered the mysterious sky world. Lin Fei came out personally to welcome them. Even though he was unhappy with Mu Rendi, Lin Fei was very interested in getting to know the others. "I heard that you were looking for me. I'm Di Tian," Lin Fei said lazily the moment he arrived. They had heard that Di Tian was very arrogant, and it seemed to be true now. "I've already asked someone to prepare wine. This way, please," Lin Fei said again, leading the way. Mu Rendi said through voice transmission, "What do you think?" To be honest, the 5 giants didn't look too good. Even though Di Tian's reputation had always been fierce, in their eyes, he was only relatively strong. If they wanted to deal with him, they had plenty of means. But now it was different. Di Tian had the divine dynasty behind him, so they didn't dare to do anything. Moreover, they were here today to cooperate with the divine dynasty. Even though they felt uncomfortable, they still endured it. Lin Fei had indeed prepared wine. He still had to give them some face. It was impossible for him to be polite. The important thing was to show off his arrogance. His previous foreshadowing was to link his status with the divine dynasty. When they were seated, Lin Fei personally proposed a toast. "On behalf of the divine dynasty, I welcome you." Lin Fei picked up his wine cup. "I'll drink this cup first." In the face of the 5 giants, Lin Fei didn't feel any pressure at all. The 5 giants had an impression of Di Tian. He was a rather arrogant guy, and at the same time he was very popular in the divine dynasty. Most importantly, he had a good relationship with the Heaven's Mandate experts. After some simple greetings, Lin Fei took the initiative to say, "I heard that you have something to discuss with the divine dynasty. My superiors inform me that I'll be in charge of the matters below. You can tell me if you have anything to say." "Are you sure you can decide everything?" Mu Rendi asked. Lin Fei looked at Mu Rendi. "This must be Taoist Mu. I've heard Senior Brother mention you. You're a very powerful person, but now it seems that you're not very smart. I've already said that I can take charge of everything here. Are you doubting the divine dynasty's ability to handle matters?" Mu Rendi's face darkened when he heard this. Divine Emperor Shui Ting explained on Mu Rendi's behalf. "Taoist Di Tian, you're mistaken. We're not doubting you." Lin Fei snorted coldly. "Since the superiors have entrusted this matter to me, I can take responsibility as long as it's beneficial to the divine dynasty. If you look down on me, you can leave. The divine dynasty doesn't care. The 5 giants originally wanted to talk to Dition, so they were a little dissatisfied. Now, Dition's words made them even more displeased. However, being displeased was one thing. The 5 giants didn't want to leave just like that. It wouldn't do them any good. The 6 subworlds were originally one. If they formed an alliance, it would be the best barrier. In the future war of the divine dynasty, it would become a great force. In fact, there was nothing shocking about Dition. It was normal for young people to be angry. Chapter 2041. Lin Fei snickered in his heart. It was fortunate that he did not go out swaggeringly, otherwise, the 5 bigwigs would be targeting him. Tianqian God Dynasty? It was just something that Lin Fei used to dupe people. At the very least, it could make some people feel pressured. In fact, the Tianqian God Dynasty was very useful, causing countless people to give up on the idea of targeting the Tianqian world. With the precedent, whoever dared to attack the Tianqian world had to first consider whether they could survive. This was the best proof. That's for the best. Lin Fei wanted to put on airs now. Cooperation? It had to be fair. Even though the 5 bigwigs were not satisfied with Dition, they would not make a move, at most feeling uncomfortable. Cooperation still had to be discussed. Lin Fei and Mu Rendi were at loggerheads. The other bigwigs realized that this young Dition had a good relationship with the senior brothers in Hellworld. Daring to go against Mu Rendi, the 4 bigwigs shook their heads. Young people were impatient. It was not easy to change the topic. Taoist Dition, what do you think of the current situation? God Emperor Xueting asked. Back to the main topic. Actually, from the moment they appeared, Lin Fei knew what they wanted to do. Everything stemmed from the current situation. Very good. Lin Fei said vaguely. God Emperor Xueting was stunned. What kind of answer was that? The first time they were talking about cooperation. Lin Fei did not intend to let them get what they wanted. One was anxious, the other was not. The 5 bigwigs were anxious. The one who was not anxious was naturally Lin Fei. No matter what they said, Lin Fei did not agree immediately, which angered Mu Rendi. From the start to the end, Lin Fei did not speak to Mu Rendi at all. Everyone, if there is nothing else, please stay in the Invincible Palace for a few days. I need to think about this. Half a day later, Lin Fei was still vague and did not give a clear answer. The 5 bigwigs stayed in the Invincible Palace. After Lin Fei left, Mu Rendi's face darkened. Why don't we all go back? Dition is too unbecoming. Who does he think he is to deliberately not answer? Today, Mu Rendi was truly infuriated. He didn't expect Dition to directly target him. Wasn't it just because Dition chased out a few of his senior brothers? This was very normal. Mu Rendi had no place to vent his frustration. Therefore, Mu Rendi urged everyone to leave. God Emperor Styx River said sinisterly, Dao friend Mu, I don't mind if you want to leave, but don't drag me into it. The 5 magnates all had their own thoughts. Mingi Shenhuang did not mind Dition's arrogance. Dition had the support of the divine dynasty, so it was normal for him to be arrogant. Anyway, Dition did not do anything to him. Naturally, he had no objections to Dition. Mu Rendi snorted coldly. Humph! I'm doing this for everyone's sake. Don't you see that Dition is only backed by the divine imperial court? Who does he think he is? Since you want to cooperate, you can cooperate. Waving his hand, Mu Rendi turned around and left. Mu Rendi did not want to stay in Invincible Palace any longer. Mu Rendi felt uncomfortable all over whenever he thought of Dition. It was as disgusting as eating a fly. Dao friend Mu, you don't have to leave. We can talk things out, God Emperor Xueting said to Mu Rendi's back. Mu Rendi was determined to leave. He did not stop at all as he left the profound sky world. It's better that he's gone. Celestial Emperor Yi Lung's eyes shone brightly. God Emperor Xue Ting shook his head. Do you guys think that Di Tian will agree to cooperate with us? The Stone Emperor asked. With regards to Mu Rendi's departure, he merely laughed coldly. Everyone suddenly fell silent. Ha ha ha, junior brother is still the best. On the other hand, Divine Emperor Tianxi applauded. In a side hall of the Invincible Palace, it's for the best that Mu Rendi has left. Otherwise, even I would want to make a move. Divine Emperor Tianxi and the other two. They all knew that the 5 giants were coming, and at the same time, they also saw their junior brother picking on Mu Rendi, so they vented a lot of their pent-up anger in their hearts. After all, the infernal realm had always been under their control. Now that it had fallen into Mu Rendi's hands, they were furious. If they weren't in the profound sky world, they had no doubt that Mu Rendi would attack them. Now, they were very grateful to their junior brother, especially after Mu Rendi left. They all understood that Mu Rendi left out of anger. If Mu Rendi could swallow this, they would have to take Mu Rendi seriously. This kind of person was definitely not easy to deal with. You guys are my senior brothers. Mu Rendi is my enemy. Lin Fei was indeed deliberately picking on Mu Rendi. So what if I don't give you face? Lin Fei was just that confident. I have the profound sky god dynasty backing me up. Won't I scare you guys to death? The Massacre Divine Emperor also revealed a rare smile. Vent their anger. They hated Mu Rendi very much. If they wanted to do anything to Mu Rendi, they would be helpless. Even if 100 of them went up against a Heaven's Mandate expert, it would be useless. Now, their junior brother had helped them vent their anger. Little junior brother, is it all right for you guys to do this? The 100 Flowers Divine Emperor asked worriedly. After all, the 5 giants had come today. Each of them had established their own god dynasty and were overlords of a region. Lin Fei felt a warmth in his heart. It's all right. I have a good relationship with a few lords. They won't mind. Be it the Tianxi Divine Emperor or the Massacre Divine Emperor. They both valued their junior brother more and more. If not for him, they might have been hunted down by Mu Rendi's god dynasty. They didn't want this matter to affect their junior brother. Now that they heard it, everyone was relieved. Lin Fei had long wanted to seek revenge for his 3 senior brothers, but he hadn't found the opportunity. After knowing that the 5 giants had come, he immediately knew that the opportunity had come. Even if he couldn't kill Mu Rendi, it shouldn't be a problem to confront him and put on airs. It's just that Mu Rendi, that old thing, ran too fast. He got lucky this time. Lin Fei said regretfully, I will definitely teach him a lesson next time. This trip wasn't just to celebrate for his senior brothers and senior sisters. Lin Fei also had another matter. Senior brothers and senior sisters, do you guys want revenge? Lin Fei suddenly asked them with a mischievous smile. Of course. The Tianxi Divine Emperor said helplessly. However, Mu Rendi is too strong. He is a Heaven's Mandate expert and has established a god dynasty. It will be difficult to seek revenge. If he sends a heaven-creating Divine Emperor, we will have to flee. Little junior brother, do you have a way? The 100 Flowers Divine Emperor's eyes lit up. Even the Massacre Divine Emperor was moved at this moment. Who wouldn't want revenge? It was a pity that they were powerless. If nothing went wrong, they would never be able to seek revenge in this lifetime. After all, they weren't facing Mu Rendi, but a god dynasty. Chapter 2042. Lin Fei really wanted to help his senior brothers and sisters. The infernal realm was sealed in the lower realm, separated from the divine realm, and belonged to the people of the infernal realm since ancient times. Now that it was occupied by Mu Rendi and built a divine dynasty, Lin Fei was very unhappy. Today he targeted Mu Rendi to avenge his senior brothers and sisters. Avenging didn't mean it was over. That was why Lin Fei asked his senior brothers and sisters if they were willing to take revenge. They didn't disappoint Lin Fei. Both the Tianxi Divine Emperor and the 100 Flowers Divine Emperor wanted to improve their strength for revenge. even if they couldn't do anything to them for the time being. A large-scale riot against the Divine Dynasty was enough to annoy the Divine Dynasty. When Lin Fei came out, the massacred Divine Emperor and the others all agreed to take revenge. Lin Fei told them that after a few more days they could go cultivate and improve their strength to the apotheosized Divine Emperor level. As for entering the invincible Divine Emperor level, Lin Fei had a way. Now, Lin Fei had something important to do. He returned to his secret room. Lin Fei opened the 3D map. Invincible number 1, number 2, number 3, where are you? The 3D map immediately appeared under a starry sky, far away from the mysterious sky realm. Under the starry sky, a person was hurrying. This person was Mu Rendi. We are on the way to the infernal realm. Mu Rendi is in front of us. We can attack at any time. Invincible One replied. Lin Fei heard it clearly. That's right. Lin Fei wanted to deal with Mu Rendi. Although he couldn't do it openly, he could still teach Mu Rendi a lesson. Then let's do it. Lin Fei didn't go in person. Instead, he moved a chair and took out a bottle of immortal wine to watch the show. Mu Rendi was very angry today. A junior Ditian dared to be arrogant in front of him, which was very unacceptable to Mu Rendi. More importantly, he was a magnate who established the Divine Dynasty. Ditian, don't be too proud. Sooner or later, I will personally behead you. Mu Rendi couldn't do anything to Ditian now, but with the magnate of the Divine Dynasty, he would have a chance to deal with Ditian sooner or later. Boom! Mu Rendi was in a hurry. His mind was focused on today's events, and he lowered his guard to the minimum. Invincible number 1 slapped down from the sky, and Mu Rendi was sent flying. Before he could react, a man in black appeared behind him. Another punch landed on Mu Rendi's back, causing Mu Rendi to vomit blood on the spot. Heaven's Mandate Realm. Mu Rendi was stunned after being attacked by 2 Heaven's Mandate experts in a row. Invincible number 3 immediately attacked. His palm landed on Mu Rendi's back, and Mu Rendi's body exploded on the spot. The terrifying power of Heavens will crush his physical body. The joint attack of 3 Heaven's Mandate Realm experts is truly terrifying. Even an invincible God King couldn't easily shatter their body. But to Heaven's Mandate Realm experts, it's like cutting melons and vegetables. Mu Rendi was once again stunned. Damn it, why are there 3 Heaven's Mandate experts against me? Mu Rendi, who had once again reformed his body, instantly consumed a large amount of divine power. The 3 Destiny Realm experts charged at him. Mu Rendi, someone is willing to pay for your life. Invincible number 1 threw out a sentence, and his attack containing the power of Heaven's Mandate turned into a long rainbow. Mu Rendi didn't dare to imagine who would be so generous to kill him. These were 3 Heaven's Mandate experts, and the price to hire 3 Heaven's Mandate experts wasn't just a small amount. Bang, bang, bang. The attacks of the 3 Heaven's Mandate experts were very domineering. Mu Rendi wanted to escape. He fell into a triangle formation at the start and had no time to escape at all. He was directly in the middle of a frontal attack. At this moment, Mu Rendi was in a sorry state. The 3 Heaven's Mandate experts were more terrifying than he had imagined. Although he didn't have a Heaven's Mandate cultivation technique, each attack contained the power of Heaven's Mandate. This was ferocious and domineering. 3 against 1. Mu Rendi was completely defeated. Boom! Mu Rendi's body was once again destroyed by the power of Heaven's Mandate. After reforming, his face was slightly pale, and the damage was far more serious than expected. If I can kill Mu Rendi, it's also a good thing. Lin Fei now had a huge advantage. With the system support, he could use the power of Heaven's Mandate to his heart's content. It wasn't something that the current Heaven's Mandate experts could compare to. Most importantly, no one would know that he was the one who arranged this. Lin Fei drank a mouthful of celestial brew and was proud of himself for thinking of a non-existent, mystic sky god dynasty. In an instant, he had a huge backer, and everything became justifiable. Thinking of this, Lin Fei couldn't help but thank Divine Emperor Mengwan for contributing the Heaven's Mandate Stone. The system had the opportunity to analyze the power of Heaven's Mandate. Seeing Mu Rendi being surrounded by the 3 Heaven's Mandate experts and in a sorry state, Lin Fei's smile became even more radiant. If he could kill Mu Rendi, that would be the best. Ever since he started researching Heaven's Mandate Emperors, Lin Fei had some research insights. How to create an Heaven's Mandate Emperor. The most important thing was to have a strong physical body, and only in Heaven's Mandate Emperor's physical body was perfect. Mu Rendi's physical body was also very perfect. If he could kill Mu Rendi and get his hands on him, he would become an Heaven's Mandate Emperor expert. There were many god dynasties now, and the strength of a god dynasty depended on the number of Heaven's Mandate experts and the number of Heaven's Mandate experts, of which the most important was still the Heaven's Mandate Emperor. Lin Fei had 19 Heaven's Mandate Emperors. It could be said that his power was very strong. Lin Fei was still not satisfied with this. If possible, Lin Fei was prepared to create a batch of Heaven's Mandate Emperors. Unfortunately, the system couldn't exchange for them. Originally, he could have started from the Forbidden Zone. After obtaining more than 10 Heaven's Mandate Emperor corpses, the Lord of the Forbidden Zone had become smart. He guarded the Forbidden Zone strictly and personally oversaw it. The people that Lin Fei arranged could not enter the Forbidden Zone at all. This method temporarily failed. Mu Rendi was getting more and more shocked. After his physical body was destroyed again, his mind went through all the enemies, but he didn't expect that the God dynasty would be so powerful. Most importantly, it was simply an extravagant act to exhaust Heaven's mandate power. Mu Rendi originally suspected the Tianqian God dynasty, but after thinking about it, they wouldn't come to find trouble with him for a few minor Heaven's Mandate Emperors. This must be the work of a certain faction. They are too strong. I am not a match for them at all. I only have about 30% of my divine power left. If I continue, I will definitely die. A trace of hesitation flashed in Mu Rendi's eyes. He gritted his teeth and threw caution to the wind. No matter who you are, I will find out who you are. In order to escape, Mu Rendi could not wait any longer. He took out a clan protection treasure of his clan, Heaven's Mandate Suppression. This item was a triangular cauldron. It was pitch black, and there was a certain degree of damage on its surface. Once the black cauldron appeared, it expanded with the wind and became bigger and bigger. Mu Rendi's face turned pale again. He seemed to have exhausted a large amount of energy. He burrowed into the void and escaped. Then the black cauldron flew away too. Invincible won, and the others recovered. Chapter 2043. He ran away. Lin Fei was taken aback in the Invincible Palace, ambushing Mu Rendi with 3 Heaven's Mandate Realm experts. They actually died and ran away. Lin Fei was indeed shocked and surprised. It must be the last thing he took out. Lin Fei's 3D image retreated, and soon Mu Rendi took out a treasure, suppressing the 3 Heaven's Mandate Realm experts. Analyze it immediately. What treasure is it? Lin Fei was really unwilling. Lin Fei was about to kill Mu Rendi. From the moment Mu Rendi attacked to the moment Lin Fei left, only a very short period of time had passed. Lin Fei naturally hoped to kill Mu Rendi so that he could obtain the corpse of an invincible God Emperor, which would also increase his strength. Any Heaven's Mandate Realm expert who failed in the fight for the Heaven's Mandate would drop a level, but their strength would still remain in the invincible God Emperor realm. Lin Fei really hoped to get more corpses of invincible God Emperors. Mu Rendi was originally a spoil of war, but he didn't expect to run away under his nose. Master, this is a Heaven's Mandate treasure, a treasure that can only be activated with the Heaven's Mandate. Not long after, the system came to a conclusion. Heaven's Mandate treasure? Lin Fei was slightly surprised. Didn't you say that there are only Heaven's mandate weapons? The system analyzed again. According to the analysis, the following conclusions are drawn. First, this Heaven's mandate treasure is an inheritance from the Mu clan's ancestor. After analysis, the Heaven's mandate treasure in Mu Rendi's hand is a defective one, unable to exert its true power, but it can activate the Heaven's mandate power and suppress a Heaven's mandate realm expert for 5 breaths of time. Ancestor's inheritance defective. Lin Fei was deep in thought. This Mu clan is really not simple. They even have a defective Heaven's mandate treasure. Although it was a disappointing result, Lin Fei finally saw some clues, and he was already on his guard. Although he couldn't kill Mu Rendi, this ambush was enough to make Mu Rendi a coward for a long time. Lin Fei didn't believe that Mu Rendi could have much Heaven's will energy left after activating the Heaven's will treasure. Perhaps it was completely used up. Lin Fei asked Invincible One and the others to return. The ambush on Mu Rendi came to an end. You're able to analyze the production process of this treasure? Can you replicate it? Lin Fei could pick it up and let it go. Although Mu Rendi had only taken out a defective item, Lin Fei made a new discovery. These powers that had been passed down for generations. It wasn't as simple as it seemed on the surface. The treasure of destiny, the weapon of destiny, was a temporary weakness. The profound sky world was currently lacking a destiny treasure. Mu Rendi accidentally used it, but Lin Fei didn't mind copying it. If it wasn't for the fear of the secret being leaked, the 3 invincible deity emperors would have used their monarch weapons long ago. If he could create a Heaven's mandate treasure this time, it would be even easier to kill Heaven's mandate experts in the future. It is estimated that the analysis will take 5 days. Temporary consumption of destiny points will be fixed. This result made Lin Fei very happy. Analyze it for me immediately. Mu Rendi had escaped back. Lin Fei didn't intend to let Mu Rendi go so easily. According to the system's analysis, Mu Rendi's injuries weren't light. Most importantly, he had used up all his Heaven's will energy, so he was in a weakened state. A day later, an explosive news quietly spread. Mu Rendi of the Mu family dynasty was ambushed by an organization called Kill on his way back. When he was almost killed, he used a defective treasure of destiny and luckily escaped. Then, Kill made a strong appearance and announced to the world that anyone who dared to protect Mu Rendi would be an enemy of Kill. There was a possibility of a beheading operation. The world was in an uproar. How could they not be shocked? Especially to those who established the god dynasties. Everyone knew which god dynasties were powerful and which god dynasties were declining. The Mu family dynasty in the world of death had an ancestral heritage and a solid foundation. It was a very powerful force, and Mu Rendi was one of the best Heaven's mandate experts. However, such a powerful figure was ambushed by a mysterious organization called Kill and almost killed on the spot. Just thinking about it made people's scalps tingle. Just how strong was this counter-Kill organization that had forced Mu Rendi to use his destiny treasure? Wasn't the other party just too strong? Of course, what was even more shocking was that the Mu family dynasty in the world of hell had a treasure of destiny. Although it was a level lower than a weapon of destiny, it was still a treasure to be feared. While everyone was wary of Mu Rendi, another mysterious organization called Kill couldn't be ignored. To be able to target Heaven's mandate experts, their strength was probably more terrifying than expected. Reverse Kill could target Mu Rendi, a tycoon, as well as other tycoons of the Divine Dynasty. While everyone was still digesting the news, Kill announced arrogantly from afar, which displeased many god dynasties. They had never seen a mysterious organization that dared to warn everyone from afar. They clearly didn't take them seriously. In addition to the warning, they also threatened everyone not to help Mu Rendi. This was a fight to the death with Mu Rendi. Everyone cursed Reverse Killer as a piece of sh*T, but they didn't dare to accuse him openly. Now that he was in the dark, they were in the light. since he could kill Murendi and force him to use his treasure of destiny. Even the divine imperial court wouldn't be able to withstand the torment if they really carried out a beheading operation. Apart from a limited number of god dynasties who came out to criticize Kill, the rest remained silent. In fact, they were just watching. Murendi, who had fled back, heard the news while he was recuperating and coughed up 3 liters of blood on the spot. Kill! 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 I'll fight you to the death! Murendi, who was coughing out blood, roared in fury after realizing who had attacked him. Then, the Mu family Divine Dynasty announced to the world that the Defiant Kill organization was listed as the #1 enemy of the Divine Dynasty. They even offered a bounty. Anyone who provided any clues about the Defiant Kill organization would be rewarded handsomely by the Mu family Divine Dynasty. They could also join the Mu family Divine Dynasty. The world was in an uproar again when the news came out. In particular, the bounty offered by the Mu family dynasty was so generous that people couldn't wait to find Kill. Many itinerant immortals who were not afraid of death began to search in secret. When the Mu family announced the news to the world, Kill shouted again from afar. Their meaning was simple. In 3 days, Kill will launch a series of attacks on the Mu family dynasty. Those who don't want to die can leave now. At the same time, we, Kill, will accept all beheading operations, assassinations, and other services. You are welcome to inquire. Everyone was shocked once again when they heard Reverse Kill's words. Chapter 2044. The organization Counterkill was naturally created by Lin Fei. Lin Fei didn't want to be suspected by Murendi. Otherwise, it would be meaningless. Ever since the candidates on the Destiny list established divine dynasties one by one, forming a scene of hundreds of dynasties, Lin Fei knew how to keep a low profile. This was also why he created the Tianxian divine dynasty in the first place. The rise of a divine dynasty was unstoppable, and no one could stop it. Everyone knew this, including Lin Fei himself. The rise of a divine dynasty was inevitable. Anyone with strength and background would almost always take the path of establishing a divine dynasty. This was something that was repeated from one era to the next. Now, the giants who established divine dynasties were recruiting troops and accumulating strength. For the time being, it was peaceful. When the internal digestion was complete, there would be a great war. In dealing with Murendi, Lin Fei used another trick, creating another force out of thin air. That was how Counterkill was born. Lin Fei understood that by showing off the strength of the Tianxian divine dynasty, it had become a target that everyone feared. Sooner or later, it would be the first to bear the brunt. It would be completely different if he created another force. Lin Fei formed a Counterkill that had an undeserved reputation and appeared on the stage openly. The next day, the news about Murendi spread like wildfire. It was the first time the giants of the Divine Dynasty heard of the mysterious organization Counterkill, and they were all extremely shocked. There was nothing more sensational than ambushing a giant of the Divine Dynasty. The most incredible thing was that Murendi, a giant of the Divine Dynasty, was almost killed. He was lucky to escape. This time, no one could remain calm. The silence of the Mu family also made everyone realize that it was true. The powerful giant of the Mu family, Murendi, was really ambushed and almost died. The appearance of Counterkill. No one dared to underestimate it. This mysterious force had the spirit of a newborn calf that was not afraid of tigers. At the same time, it showed its powerful side. The giant of the Divine Dynasty ambushed Murendi without hesitation. He was so close to killing the other party. Because of this, everyone had to be wary. In a courtyard of the Invincible Palace, when the 4 magnates of the Divine Dynasties received the news, their faces were filled with shock. How can that be? God Emperor Xueting stood up. He paced back and forth. With fellow Taoist Mu's strength, he shouldn't be this weak. Netherworld River, Xinhuang's face was cold. He's really lucky to have used a destiny treasure. I'm afraid he'll be in pain for a long time. The appearance of this reverse kill is really mysterious. God Emperor Yilong frowned. I've actually never heard of this organization, but they just happened to have the strength to kill Murendi. The news outside was all about Murendi. The specific process was not disclosed. He only knew that Counter Kill had ambushed him, and that Mu Ren was no match for them and was almost killed. There was a lot of information in this. Even the 4 magnates of the Divine Dynasty present had to take it seriously. Do you guys think that Mu Rendi's ambush has something to do with Di Tian? The Stone Emperor asked in a low voice. It was not a good thing to criticize others in their territory. The Stone Emperor had no choice but to be careful. That's impossible. Netherworld River Shenhuang was the first to shake his head. Di Tian doesn't have the ability to let a Destiny Realm expert deal with Mu Rendi. This is not the era of the younger generation, but the era of the Divine Dynasty. The Stone Emperor was indeed a little suspicious of Di Tian. According to the information, Mu Rendi is on the way back to the Hell Realm. How do you explain this? In any case, it can't be Di Tian, much less the mystic Tianqian Divine Dynasty. Netherworld River Shenhuang still shook his head. Didn't you guys notice that the mystic Tianqian Divine Dynasty has been very low-key? Everyone thought about it carefully and felt that this was very reasonable. Ever since the mystic Tianqian Divine Dynasty appeared, it had been very low-key. Other divine dynasties were all recruiting troops. They wished that all forces, big and small, could join them. But in the mystic Tianqian world, those who wanted to join the divine dynasty were not able to do so and kept wandering in the mystic Tianqian world. How many divine dynasties could do such a thing? If it wasn't Di Tian, then this counter-kill organization is a little scary. Perhaps fellow Taoist Mu offended too many forces back then, which is why today's incident happened. As for why they ambushed him on the way, fellow Taoist Mu might have been targeted long ago. Everyone spoke one after another, and the more they said, the more reasonable it became. The 4 divine dynasty powerhouses could not help but shiver. They were wondering if they should leave now. After the mysterious appearance of the counter-kill organization, everyone was attracted by the counter-kill and the Mu family divine dynasty. Especially after the counter-kill organization made a statement, everyone's eyes were attracted. Everyone wanted to know the true strength of the counter-kill organization, so that they could make an evaluation of the organization. The more mysterious and powerful a force was, the more attention the divine dynasty had to pay. In response to the counter-kill's words, the representative of the Mu family divine dynasty expressed strong dissatisfaction and said that the Mu family divine dynasty was ready to fight. If anyone dared to target the Hell Realm, the Mu family divine dynasty would make them pay a heavy price, and so on. This time, the entire Mu family divine dynasty was furious. It was absolutely unforgivable for a mysterious force to use the Mu divine dynasty as a stepping stone. If the Mu family divine dynasty did not teach the counter-kill a profound lesson, it would not be able to raise its head in the divine dynasty. From then on, no one would take the Mu family divine dynasty seriously. After the Mu family divine dynasty expressed strong dissatisfaction, the spies arranged in the Mu family divine dynasty kept sending back news. The entire Mu family divine dynasty was mobilized. The power of the Mu family divine dynasty began to be mobilized. An entire Hell Realm fell into a tense atmosphere. Strong dissatisfaction. Lin Fei was dressed in a black robe, revealing only his eyes. Not far away was the Hell Realm. Now, it was where the Mu family divine dynasty was located. Tonight, I'll let you know that your words are bullshit. This was the first night after the Mu family divine dynasty expressed its dissatisfaction. Lin Fei easily arrived at the teleportation point set up by Invincible Number 1. This was a temporary teleportation point. After this trip, it would be completely destroyed and cease to exist. Lin Fei planned to give the Mu family divine dynasty a taste of his power tonight. Of course, this was also a good way to divert attention. According to the system's scan and analysis, many divine dynasties were now eyeing the Tianxian divine dynasty. After all, the Tianxian divine dynasty was mysterious, and the big shots behind it had never shown themselves. However, their glorious record of killing heavenly mandate experts made them a key target of surveillance. Since Mu Rendi had left, Lin Fei took the opportunity to create the counter-kill organization to attract everyone's attention. Now, this move seemed to be very effective. Chapter 2045 Hell World, Mu Family Divine Dynasty. Ever since the news of the damned kill organization spread, the people of the Mu Family Divine Dynasty could not remain calm. If it weren't for the news that Mu Rendi almost died, the officials of the Mu Family Divine Dynasty would hardly care about this little threat. There were several heavenly mandate realm experts in the Mu Divine Dynasty. Mu Rendi, the lord of the Divine Dynasty, even had a treasure of destiny. Although it was not a complete one, it was still a great deterrent. Many divine dynasties did not necessarily have a treasure of destiny. Today was the first night. The people of the Mu Family Divine Dynasty were very relaxed, since they had said that they would deal with the Mu Family Divine Dynasty in 3 days' time. Unfortunately, they never thought that the kill organization was not a large-scale organization. It was just created by Lin Fei. Abide by the agreement? Lin Fei snorted. As long as the main forces of the Mu Family Divine Dynasty were destroyed, such as the invincible divine emperors, the goal of this trip would be achieved. Lin Fei sneaked in with his men. There was no complete array in the Hell World. Just like that, Lin Fei came in. The system also entered advanced mode and scanned the entire Mu Family Divine Dynasty. In the three-dimensional image, it was all green. These green colors didn't pose any threat to him. Don't let me down. Lin Fei looked at the system. Tonight, Lin Fei came to deal with the invincible divine emperors, and at the same time to show the power of the kill organization. From then on, it would become a sharp sword over everyone's head. With the help of the kill organization, Lin Fei could do many things. For example, strengthening the strength of the profound heaven world. The more invincible divine emperors Lin Fei had, the better. Not all of them had to be transformed into heavenly mandate experts. They could be used as spare tires. According to master selection, a total of 5 invincible divine emperors have been found in the Hell World. They are scattered in 5 locations. 5 red dots appeared on the three-dimensional image. 5 invincible divine emperors. Their strength is not bad. However, after tonight, all of you will cry and not be able to laugh anymore. 5 invincible divine emperors were not a lot. Lin Fei was quite satisfied. After all, not any divine dynasty could match him. Scan for Destiny Realm experts again. It was still early, so Lin Fei was not in a hurry. The whole world could dig out all the invincible divine emperors of the Mu Divine Dynasty in a short time. Only Lin Fei could do it so easily. The system did not disappoint Lin Fei. Under the advanced mode, he had stored the heavens' mandate aura. Even if it was just a trace, he could still analyze it. No matter how he tried to hide, he was always in Lin Fei's sight. 4 heavens' mandate experts, one of which is a 5-star danger warning. No wonder the Mu clan has the confidence to control the Hell Realm. Of the 4 heavens' mandate realm experts, one was a 5-star warning, and the other 4 were ordinary danger. Everyone divided the work. 19 invincible god emperors were brought out. There were also 3 heavenly mandate realm experts. Lin Fei wanted to capture all 5 invincible god emperors in one fell swoop. Yellow Spring City, a large city outside the infernal realm. Ever since the Mu family took over the infernal world, they had divided the infernal world into sections, with an invincible deity emperor overseeing each section. The 5 invincible deity emperors were separated. This was also the fate of the 5 invincible deity emperors. Mu Renhai, the ancestor of the Mu clan, was of the same generation as Mu Rendi. He had lived for a long time, But unfortunately, he did not have the chance to cultivate the heavens' mandate power. Still, he was a veteran, invincible deity emperor. Mu Renhai was quite angry about the recent events. An unknown organization called Kill actually dared to challenge the Mu clan. Mu Renhai wished he could capture them one by one and cut off their heads, so that those forces would know that the Mu clan was not a place where any random cat or dog could act violently. Fortunately, 3 days later, the damned Kill organization would appear. Mu Renhai rubbed his palms, ready to go on a killing spree. This is the place. In the dark night, Invincible Number 1 came to Mu Renhai's territory, scanned with his divine sense, and determined Mu Renhai's location. Boom! Deep in the secret chamber, Mu Renhai was cultivating. Although he had the strength of an invincible deity emperor, Mu Renhai was not satisfied. He persisted in cultivating, trying to cultivate a trace of Heaven's mandate power so that he could become a Heaven's mandate expert. Invincible Number 1 suddenly charged in, broke through layers of array restrictions, and came to the secret chamber. Who? Mu Renhai was shocked. Someone actually broke into the secret chamber. He had set up layers of arrays outside, and there was no time to stop them. Someone who wants your life. Invincible Number 1 pointed a finger at Mu Renhai's forehead, and Heaven's mandate power burst out. Heaven's mandate expert. Mu Renhai was shocked. In the face of Heaven's mandate power, his strength as an invincible God Emperor could not be exerted at all. The finger pierced through his forehead, and the Heaven's mandate power instantly destroyed everything. Invincible Number 1 kept the body and kicked the wall of the secret chamber. Rumble. The entire city shook violently. Buildings collapsed one by one, and dust flew everywhere, turning into ruins. In a moment, the city was no longer a city. At a glance, ruins were everywhere. Lin Fei did not take action himself. Listening to the report, Lin Fei was very satisfied. He would soon have the bodies of 5 invincible God Emperors. Although it could not be compared to the primordial avatar, he could still transform them into invincible God Emperor puppets. Even if they only had 30 to 40% of their combat power, it was still 30 to 40% of their combat power. In the system's 3D image, they were divided into 5 positions, and the 3 closest to them were all successful. The invincible God Emperor in charge did not expect to be ambushed, and a Heaven's mandate expert at that. He could only watch helplessly as he was killed. The 19 invincible God Emperors split into 2 groups and went straight for the other 2 invincible God Emperors. With the system's coordinates, the 9 invincible God Emperors went straight for the nest. A battle broke out in the 2 big cities in an instant. They could not stop the invincible God Emperor's earth element, and the situation was one-sided. They quickly rushed into the nest and surrounded the invincible God Emperor. Under the siege of 9 invincible God Emperors, the unexpected Heaven's mandate power killed the invincible God Emperor on the spot. Facing the attacks of 9 invincible God Emperors was already frightening enough. Suddenly, one of them used Heaven's mandate power, and it would definitely catch anyone off guard. Central Dynasty Capital. 2 Heaven's mandate experts noticed the movement in the city immediately. They hurried to the scene to check, each in one direction. Invincible Number 1 had been waiting on the way. When one of the Heaven's mandate experts appeared, he secretly attacked and caught him off guard. "We are from the Defiant Organization." Invincible Number 1 used Heaven's mandate power, and his attacks were extremely overbearing, suppressing the opponent on the spot. Defiant Organization? The Heaven's mandate expert was stunned. Didn't they say that they would only come on the 3rd day? This is only the 1st day, and you guys are too shameless. Can't you have some principles? Chapter 2046. What's going on? Mu Rendi came out of a secret chamber, his face burning with anger. Since his return, Mu Rendi had basically been in the secret chamber. He hadn't gotten rid of the Heaven's mandate energy in his body, which was constantly affecting his strength. No matter how the counter-kill organization targeted the dynasty, Mu-Rendi didn't care. This was his territory. As for the attack on the dynasty in 3 days, Mu-Rendi didn't care. As long as they dared to come, he had the confidence to keep them here. Lord, it's bad. The counter-kill people ambushed us. Mu-Rentian came back in a sorry state. Hearing this, Mu-Rendi felt like he was hit in the head. He roared at Mu-Rentian, "They're here. Why are you still standing there? Can't you bring people to kill them?" Clearly, Mu-Rendi hadn't noticed Mu-Rentian's appearance. Mu-Rentian had injuries all over his body and was in a sorry state. They left. We can't keep them here. They're too strong. Ever since Mu-Rentian became a Heaven's Mandate expert, although he wasn't as strong as Mu-Rendi, he was still an expert. But tonight he suffered a merciless blow. In a one-on-one situation, Mu-Rentian wasn't a match for them. He was suppressed all the time and had no time to counterattack. He could only let them leave. Only then did Mu-Rendi notice Mu-Rentian's injuries. Lord, it's bad. The 5 invincible god emperors of our dynasty have all been killed. At this time, another Heaven's Mandate expert rushed in. He was also covered in blood and looked flustered. Mu-Rendi shuddered. "What did you say?" "Say it again." "Rentong, you've also encountered Heaven's Mandate experts." Mu-Rentian looked at Mu-Rentong and gasped, because Mu-Rentong's sorry state was no different from his own. "They're too strong. I almost couldn't make it back." Mu-Rentong was hurt and said to Mu-Rendi, "They're all killed. Our dynasty has no invincible god emperors anymore. Imperial Lord, you must take revenge for them." "All dead?" Mu-Rendi's enemy clansmen believed it. Now that he said so, they were definitely dead. 5 invincible god emperors were killed. Mu-Rendi's body shook again. He couldn't imagine it. How long had it been? 5 invincible god emperors had already been killed. Those were 5 invincible god emperors who played an important role in the Mu divine dynasty. No matter how calm Mu-Rendi was, he couldn't withstand such a huge blow. His body was on the verge of collapsing. The 2 Heaven's Mandate experts hurriedly supported Mu-Rendi. "Reverse kill. I will not let you off." Mu-Rendi's enraged voice echoed throughout the infernal realm. Invincible palace. 5 corpses were laid side by side. What a great harvest! Although they were 5 invincible deity emperors' corpses, Lin Fei was satisfied. This time, Lin Fei wanted to weaken the strength of the Mu divine dynasty. 5 invincible god emperors were enough to severely damage the dynasty's vitality. Of course, the Mu divine dynasty would not collapse so quickly. With 4 Heaven's Mandate realm experts overseeing them, they could still deter the other forces. When my system creates a Heaven's Mandate treasure, I will be more confident in killing Heaven's Mandate realm experts. This time, they were fighting in a foreign land. Lin Fei didn't want to suffer any losses. After killing the 5 invincible god emperors, he would return to the invincible palace, not giving the dangerous 5-star Heaven's Mandate realm expert a chance to attack. In the entire Mu divine dynasty, Lin Fei cared about the dangerous 5-star Heaven's Mandate realm expert who hadn't shown up yet. Spread the news later. I believe many people will be interested in the Mu divine dynasty. Lin Fei left his clone to guard the place while he refined the invincible god emperors. By making 5 invincible deity emperor puppets, he would be able to increase his overall strength by quite a bit. While everyone was paying attention to the Mu divine dynasty, shocking news came out. The organization Reverse Kill announced that they had launched an attack on the Mu divine dynasty. They had successfully killed 5 invincible god emperors. As soon as this news came out, everyone was quite shocked. This was too much of a scam. They were still waiting to watch a good show, and they had already taken action. Did they have any principles at all? No matter how they cursed, The news of the 5 invincible god emperors being killed was enough to make everyone lose their composure. If it was the previous attack on Reverse Kill, there was still a certain degree of doubt. But after this battle, no one would doubt it anymore. Instead, they would regard Reverse Kill as an extremely powerful force. At the same time, everyone's view of Reverse Kill was changing. It was an organization without principles. Although they said they would attack the Mu Divine Dynasty 3 days later, they did kill 5 invincible god emperors on the first day. No one liked this method, but some people thought it was normal. Why did they say it would happen 3 days later? Many people observed a moment of silence for the Mu Divine Dynasty. It was their fault for offending Reverse Kill. The organization was so domineering that they launched an attack when no one expected it. This time, Reverse Kill showed its true extraordinary strength, which made all the divine dynasties take it seriously. They would not think that Reverse Kill was just a bluff. There were also some who had other ideas. However, at this time, everyone was wondering what the Mu Divine Dynasty would do. After all, it had suffered a great loss this time. The loss of 5 invincible god emperors made the other divine dynasties secretly breathe a sigh of relief. In fact, when the news of Reverse Kill shocked everyone, the Mu Divine Dynasty did make a move. And it was a big move, a really big move. The Mu Rendi Dynasty, lord of the Mu Divine Dynasty, launched a surprise attack on a divine dynasty in the God Realm, claiming that they were from Reverse Kill. He slaughtered the divine dynasty and found a lot of evidence. This news caused a huge sensation once again. Many divine dynasties laughed, admiring the Mu Divine Dynasty for launching an attack on a rival divine dynasty after losing 5 invincible god emperors, wiping them out in one fell swoop. At the same time, they captured their experts, including an invincible god emperor and a heavenly mandate overlord. Everyone could not help but admire this method. Taking advantage of the fact that everyone's attention was distracted, they attacked the enemy divine dynasty. This was a method that ordinary people could not do. But the Mu Divine Dynasty succeeded. Although they lost 5 invincible god emperors and captured 1 invincible god emperor and a heavenly mandate overlord, they finally made up for some of the losses and did not really suffer great loss. After wiping out the Mu Divine Dynasty, the Mu Divine Dynasty once again released news that they had a list of the forces that had colluded with the Defiant Slayer. They also announced that anyone who had colluded with the Defiant Slayer had better come forward, or else the Mu Divine Dynasty would launch a crazy attack. For a moment, many people in the divine dynasties were in a panic, fearing that they would be attacked by the Mu Divine Dynasty. Chapter 2047. The war between the divine dynasties had begun. After the Mu Divine Dynasty cleverly took the opportunity to defeat several divine dynasties to strengthen itself, a grand war between the divine dynasties began. The war between the divine dynasties had completely broken out. This was especially true for the divine dynasties within a certain range. They would either surrender or be attacked. These were the only 2 choices. Every divine dynasty started from its surroundings and gradually annexed all the nearby forces. Whether it was a family or a sect, as long as they did not make a choice, they were all targets of attack. For a time, the families and sects were slaughtered by the divine dynasty's armies. There was no place in the divine realm that was peaceful. The powerful families and sects gradually began to surface and support a certain divine dynasty. At this point, no force could be left alone. They had to make a choice. Except for the top sects and families, they did not need to make a choice because they had their own agents to support them and build divine dynasties. The divine dynasties were wiped out one by one, and at the same time, powerful divine dynasties expanded their forces. The destiny list. Things had changed. It was no longer a list of names. Instead, it was a list of divine dynasties. The destiny list was such a magical existence. The huge destiny list hung in the starry sky, and everyone could see it. The divine dynasties on the list were all on it. As each divine dynasty changed, the destiny list actually released the power of destiny to strengthen the divine dynasty. As soon as the news spread, many people suddenly understood. No wonder wars broke out between the divine dynasties. It turned out to be for the power of destiny. The Dream God dynasty is so powerful. It has rushed to the top. Not everyone can sit on the top divine dynasty. I can guarantee that the Dream God dynasty will soon be driven out. I think the Heaven Dragon God dynasty will rush in. I think the Mu divine dynasty is the most powerful. It is said that they have annexed more than a dozen divine dynasties. Every day, people rushed to the divine dynasties. As long as they followed the right divine dynasty, their future would be unimaginable. Forces big and small also began to bet. The War of the Divine Dynasties began a year later. It was a full-scale war, and there were wars everywhere. The 6 subworlds under the divine realm were relatively calm. Among them, the mysterious heavenly world was the quietest. Everyone was guessing whether the mysterious heavenly dynasty would make a move. The mysterious heavenly dynasty was even calmer and did not mobilize any troops. However, the mysterious heavenly world had become a place that many divine realm families yearned for. Now that there were wars everywhere, the small families were the most unlucky, so they looked for a quiet place. The profound sky world's reputation had been resounding recently, while the other divine dynasties were at war. The Tianxian divine dynasty still did not make any moves. They were not like the other divine dynasties that were recruiting soldiers without restraint. No one knew what the Tianxian divine dynasty was trying to do. The Dream God dynasty is ranked first. In the secret chamber of Invincible Palace, Lin Fei stared at the heavenly fate rankings outside. He wasn't surprised at all that God King Meng Yi had become the #1 divine dynasty. From the very beginning, God King Meng Yi had already displayed his overwhelming strength and influence, ever since the establishment of the Dream One God dynasty. At the same time, more sects and factions placed their bets on the Dream God dynasty. In a short time, the Dream God dynasty had risen to the position of the #1 God dynasty. At the same time, it also had great influence. Although the Meng God dynasty was the top dynasty, its position was not very stable. The strength of the sects ranked 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th was not inferior to the Meng God dynasty at all. Lin Fei could not help but sigh. The melee in the divine dynasty was developing too fast. Lin Fei's eyes fell on the divine dynasty, which was ranked 5th. It was the Heaven Dragon God dynasty, which had risen very fast. One of the top 5 divine dynasties on the Heavenly Fate rankings was the Heaven Dragon God dynasty. The Heaven Dragon God dynasty was developing very fast, and the divine Sun Sky Dragon had risen to the top. The Heaven Dragon God dynasty had become a big shot in the divine world, and he also controlled a divine dynasty that was ranked 5th. Lin Fei was no stranger to the divine dynasties that were ranked 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. Lin Fei didn't care much. The war of the divine dynasties had just begun. If he wanted to rank them now, it would take at least 1 or 2 years for them to really stabilize. It was just the beginning. Whoever became the #1 would be the one to stand out. In particular, Lin Fei knew that the battle for the mandate of heaven this time was not as simple as he had imagined. Until now, Lin Fei still remembered that one of the 3 super experts who had appeared in the starry sky was going to fight for the mandate of heaven. Stand out? Lin Fei wasn't that interested. He might as well watch the show quietly. Lin Fei wanted to watch the show quietly. The 4 nearby neighbors came again. Once again, Lin Fei, the person in charge, came to greet them and arrange for people to prepare drinks. Fellow Taoist Di Tian, you are really relaxed. Divine Emperor Shui, Ting said in a seemingly relaxed tone. But in fact, there was a hint of pressure on his face. It's rare for me to have some free time recently. What brings you here instead of studying how to attack the divine dynasties? Lin Fei said casually. Since the 4 neighbors came often, the relationship between Lin Fei and them had become a lot closer. But it was very difficult to go further, as everyone was wary of each other. Since the War of the Divine Dynasties broke out, although the 4 divine dynasties hadn't attacked directly, they had felt the pressure. For example, the nearby old neighbor, the Mu divine dynasty, had now entered the top 50 of the heavenly fate rankings, leaving them far behind. With such a powerful divine dynasty, they all felt a certain amount of pressure and often cursed the Defiant Kill organization behind their backs. If it weren't for them, the Mu divine dynasty wouldn't have developed so fast. Divine Emperor Mingi said sinisterly, "Don't mention this. It makes me angry. I'm now envious of fellow Taoist Ditian's leisurely life. You don't have to worry about things, and you have someone to support you." Lin Fei chuckled. "You're right. I admire myself for being ruthless enough to hand over the mysterious sky world. Otherwise, it would be my turn to have a headache now." After the 4 divine emperors complained, Divine Emperor Shueteng, who was better at talking, said, "I wonder what fellow Taoist Di Tian thinks of the current situation." Situation? Of course I'm going to watch the show, Lin Fei thought. They weren't here to complain today. What else can they do? They can fight. Lin Fei said. The 4 divine emperors almost rolled their eyes. Who didn't know that? Anyway, the mysterious Sky Divine Dynasty won't do anything. How they fight is none of my business. I don't have to worry about it. Lin Fei said lazily as he took a sip of the immortal wine. It's such a good opportunity. Your divine dynasty doesn't plan to make a move? Divine Emperor Yi Lung was very puzzled. Lin Fei pretended to be confused. I'm not too sure about this. I'm just a subject of the divine dynasty now. Who knows what's going on up there? Everyone could see it now. It was definitely impossible to get some directions from Di Tian. I wonder what fellow Taoist Di Tian thinks of the Mu divine dynasty. Chapter 2049. Lin Fei knew their purpose very well. Wasn't it just an alliance? Ever since the Mu divine dynasty's strength had soared, the 4 neighboring divine dynasties had regarded it as their #1 rival. They had come again and again just to form an alliance. Lin Fei knew it very well. Lin Fei simply said that he would support them in dealing with the Mu divine dynasty. It was good to be disgusted. No, you've wronged us. The Stone Dynasty Lord immediately shook his head. That's not what we meant. A bunch of cowards. Lin Fei despised them in his heart. Everyone could tell that they wanted to deal with the Mu divine dynasty. However, the Mu divine dynasty was so powerful that they were no match for it one-on-one. Even if they joined forces, they might not be a match for the Mu divine dynasty. It was said that the Mu divine dynasty had formed an alliance with some powerful divine dynasties based on its connections. This alliance was a deterrent. The divine dynasties that could form an alliance with the Mu divine dynasty were at least in the top 30. On the other hand, they were at the starting line. Later, the Mu divine dynasty took advantage of an opportunity, and although they lost 5 invincible god emperors, they managed to get back an invincible god emperor and a heavenly mandate realm expert, making up for the loss. Since then, the Mu divine dynasty soared into the sky and became more and more arrogant. Even they had to suppress their anger and did not dare to offend the Mu divine dynasty. What does that mean? Lin Fei asked. God Emperor Xue Ting shook his head slightly. When he came, he already knew that Di Tian was not so easy to fool. Actually, it's Mu Rendi. He invited us over as guests to discuss our future development. God Emperor Xue Ting said on behalf of the Stone Dynasty Lord. Lin Fei suddenly understood. He had been wondering why the 4 of them had come again. It turned out that Mu Rendi had started to make things difficult for them. Discuss? Nothing good would come out of it. Lin Fei knew this better than anyone else. If he listened to Mu Rendi, he would not even know that his underwear had been sold, and he might even help him count the money. Now he could understand why they were in such a hurry. What does this have to do with me? Lin Fei said unhappily. Mu Rendi sent me an invitation to. God Emperor Shui Ting took out an invitation and placed it in front of Lin Fei. Lin Fei had expected that since Mu Rendi had invited the four of them, the Tianxian divine dynasty would definitely have a part. Back then, Mu Rendi had suffered a setback in the Tianxian world and left in anger. It would be a lie if Mu Rendi said that he didn't have any thoughts about the ambush. Now, the Mu family divine dynasty had entered the top 30 divine dynasties. In terms and in strength, he was above them. Deity Emperor Shui Ting really didn't want to interact with Di Tian. This fellow was not easy to talk to. Is he trying to take revenge on me? Lin Fei didn't even bother to look. Tian Tian, Tian Tian Tian, Ti. The four of them were slightly taken aback. Only you can say something like this. Fortunately, Mu Rendi isn't here. Otherwise, he would really be furious. D. TA1DT1. We hope that Di Tian will represent the Tianxian divine dynasty and come with us. As long as the four of us work together, Mu Rendi will not dare to act recklessly. We hope that this can be conveyed to the higher-ups. Lin Fei had a look of realization. So you want to form an alliance. Actually, the higher-ups already had this idea. After all, Mu Rendi controls a powerful, great, divine dynasty. It is hard to guarantee that he will swallow us one day. Forming an alliance will only bring benefits. There are no disadvantages. This time, the four dynasty lords were stunned again. Did these words come out of Lin Fei's mouth? They had come here several times, all because they wanted Di Tian to agree to the alliance and form a deterrent to the Mu divine dynasty. But it had never happened. Today it had happened. This is too unbelievable. Why? You are not willing? Lin Fei frowned, looking displeased. God Emperor Shui Tung hurriedly said, We are willing. Of course we are. I just want to know if this was really decided by the higher-ups. After all, this is very important to us. That's for sure. Forming an alliance is not a big deal. Why wouldn't we agree? Lin Fei asked. If you are willing to form an alliance, hurry up and do it. Originally, they were going to meet the higher-ups of the Tianxian divine dynasty regardless of whether Di Tian agreed or not. They did not expect Di Tian to agree so quickly. It was really unexpected. Good. They believed Di Tian's words. The Tianxian divine dynasty would not be lazy. Hurry up and form an alliance. If Mu Rendi had a chance to make a move, it would not be a good thing. Hence, an alliance began in the Invincible Palace. The alliance was actually very simple. After everyone discussed it, they decided to advance and retreat together. Their current priority was the Mu divine dynasty, which was their greatest enemy. Mu divine dynasty. In a palace, Mu Rendi was very domineering. One look from him could make one's heart go cold. Entering the top 30 of the destiny list would allow one to obtain the power of destiny. Mu Rendi's strength was much stronger than before. He could kill an early-stage Destiny Realm expert within 10 moves. Have the invitations been sent out? A subordinate answered immediately. Yes, they have been sent out. Mu Rendi's eyes flickered. Go and prepare to welcome our guests. Soon the palace quieted down. Do you have any clues about the Counterkill organization? In the void, a black-robed man appeared. He was expressionless and kneeled in front of Mu Rendi. Not yet. They seemed to have evaporated. Mu Rendi's face darkened. Trash, a bunch of trash. After so long, you still haven't found the whereabouts of the Counterkill organization. What use do I have for you? This subordinate knows his mistake. This was not the first time Mu Rendi was angry. 5 invincible God Emperors were killed by the Counterkill organization. He almost suffered a great loss. Fortunately, he had the courage to ask that person to come out and turn things around. This subordinate suspects that the Counterkill organization should be related to the Tianxian divine dynasty. The subordinate, kneeling on the ground, suddenly said, Tianxian divine dynasty? Mu Rendi's sharp gaze landed on the subordinate. Are you sure? Mu Rendi had a lot of resentment towards the Tianqian divine dynasty. If he hadn't left the Tianqian divine dynasty in a hurry, he wouldn't have been ambushed and almost killed. At that time, Mu Rendi suspected the Tianqian divine dynasty. Later, when the counter-kill organization appeared, he gave up on the idea. We found some clues. They might be related, the black-robed man on the ground said with uncertainty. Mu Rendi's eyes suddenly flickered. He turned and sat down again. Tell me everything you found. Chapter 2050. When the War of the Divine Dynasty began, the Mu Divine Dynasty held an alliance meeting. As a child world, the 5 divine dynasties all received an invitation from the Mu Divine Dynasty and came to attend in person. On this day, the Mu Divine Dynasty was unusually lively. All the forces that were on good terms with the Mu Divine Dynasty came to attend in person and gave them generous gifts. In addition to them, there were also many who were ready to curry favor with the Mu Divine Dynasty. What a grand show of extravagance! If they don't put on a grand show, how can they deter us? That's right. The Mu Divine Dynasty is clearly trying to take us down a notch. In the starry sky outside the Mu Divine Dynasty, a group of people arrived. Before they arrived at the Mu Divine Dynasty, a row of god emperors lined up on both sides of the starry sky. They looked solemn and murderous. Anyone who came here felt a certain amount of pressure. Leading the group were 6 invincible god emperors. They didn't hide their auras at all, telling everyone that they were invincible god emperors. In terms of status, influence, and strength, the Mu Divine Dynasty now completely surpassed ordinary divine dynasties. If its overall strength improved, it could rush to the top 20. Now, the Mu Divine Dynasty's posture was not surprising at all. They just wanted to show off their strength so that everyone could know the Mu Divine Dynasty strength. This group of people was none other than Lin Fei and the others. The Mu Divine Dynasty was arrogant, mainly targeting the other divine dynasties. Now that they were putting on airs, everyone knew what it meant. They were putting on airs. Lin Fei smiled. He was not surprised at all. Lin Fei knew very well that the Mu Divine Dynasty was targeting them. Now that he saw them like this, he knew it even better. After all, the Mu Divine Dynasty was now stronger than them. It was inevitable for them to annex the 5 divine dynasties. I think Mu Rendi will be here soon, Lin Fei said with a smile. He won't miss the opportunity to hit us. He can increase their influence. They're coming, Nether River Divine Emperor said gloomily. What a grand show of force. Lin Fei's words came true immediately. A group of people came toward them from not far away, led by Mu Rendi. They're coming at us aggressively, the Stone Emperor said with a gloomy expression. Fellow Taoists, welcome. Mu Rendi was in high spirits. Bringing his officials to welcome him was already giving him a lot of face. Those who didn't know what was going on would think that they were old friends, so they were very friendly. You really know how to act, Lin Fei thought to himself. He was obviously putting on airs, but he still said it in a dignified manner. Amazing, truly amazing. Mu Chao, Lord, personally came out to welcome us. We are very flattered. Divine Emperor Shuetung replied. Since we're neighbors, I had to come. Mu Rendi said with a smile. Isn't that right, everyone? The people behind him immediately replied in unison, their voices resounding through the starry sky. Fellow Taoist Di Tian, how have you been? I didn't think we would meet again so soon. Mu Rendi looked at Di Tian. Lin Fei shook his head. Actually, I really don't want to see you. When I see you, I feel uncomfortable all over. I don't know if it's because your feng shui is bad. Ha ha ha, what you said is interesting. Mu Rendi didn't get angry, but a trace of coldness flashed in his eyes, which was concealed by a smile. However, your Tianqian divine dynasty is really not giving me face this time. All the Chao lords are here. This is a sign of respect for me. I wonder what your Tianqian divine dynasty intends to do. The officials behind Mu Rendi all revealed angry looks. Many of the ministers had joined from the outside. Anyone who didn't get along with the Chow lords was their enemy. The Mu clan's upper echelon actually understood that this meeting, in addition to showing their strength, was also aimed at the surrounding 5 subworlds. The 6 subworlds under the divine realm. Sooner or later, there would be a phenomenon of annexation. Now, the Mu clan's power was already established, and it deterred the various divine dynasties. Although it didn't reach a very high position, it was more than enough to deter the 5 subworlds. Among the 5 subworlds, the most unfathomable force was the Tianxian divine dynasty. Too low profile. Even if they arranged spies, they still didn't get anything. Apart from knowing about Di Tian, there was no other information. They only knew that there were a few Heaven's Mandate experts in the Tianxian divine dynasty, but they didn't know the exact number. This was what they were most afraid of. 3 or 4 also meant a few. 8 or 9 also meant a few. If they really wanted to compare, it was simply the difference between heaven and earth. Seeing the Chow lords making things difficult for Di Tian, they weren't surprised at all. Although the Tianxian divine dynasty was mysterious, they weren't afraid. If they could get some information from Di Tian, that would be the best. Young people were full of youthful vigor, and they might expose some information. When they came, Lin Fei knew that Mu Rendi would definitely target him. Lin Fei wasn't surprised that Mu Rendi started to target him outside the starry sky. If Mu Rendi didn't take the opportunity to put on airs, then there was no point in coming this time. Lin Fei laughed and glared at him. Chow Lord Mu, you said that my Tianxian divine dynasty doesn't give you face. You are very wrong. Do you know what position I have in the divine dynasty? I came here personally, and that is giving you face. What can you do if I don't come? If you are capable, come and attack the Tianxian divine dynasty. If you are not capable, then don't speak. Bastard, you are courting death. I dare you to say it again. Chow Lord, this kid doesn't give you face. Why don't you let me teach him a lesson and let him know what kind of place this is? It's not his Tianxian divine dynasty. An invincible divine emperor's subject attacked angrily. He grabbed the air, wanting to crush Lin Fei into a pile of mud. Mu Rendi didn't stop him. Divine Emperor Xuetang and the others were worried. Lin Fei revealed a cold smile. An invincible divine emperor. Who do you think you are? How dare you attack me? Seeing that the huge hand was about to grab him with the power to crush anything, Lin Fei waved his hand and smashed the huge hand in front of him. A terrifying power of heavens was swept out and landed on the invincible divine emperor. The invincible divine emperor was sent flying, and his body kept on collapsing. Chow Lord Mu, what do you think of my palm? Is it worthy of your attention? Lin Fei stood with his hands behind his back as if he had just done something insignificant. This palm strike caused the subjects behind Mu Rendi to have a slight change in expression. Their eyes were filled with shock. This is the power of Heaven's will. Di Tian actually became a Heaven's will expert. This is unbelievable. He is still so young. The subjects exclaimed and were shocked. The number of Heaven's will experts was limited. A junior actually became a Heaven's will expert. It was really unacceptable. Didn't this mean that their cultivation was inferior to Di Tian's? Chapter 2051. Dumbfounded. They were all dumbfounded. When Mu Rendi targeted Di Tian, everyone thought that Di Tian was going to be out of luck. No one knew that Di Tian was the junior brother of the Massacre God Emperor in the underworld. Everyone knew that the Massacre God Emperor had been chased out and ended up in the profound sky world. Previously, Mu Rendi had suffered a small loss in the profound sky world, and there was already a conflict between them. Everyone knew about it, and there was no need for anyone to guess. This time, Di Tian had come to the Mu family divine dynasty. If Mu Rendi didn't do something to Di Tian, no one believed that Mu Rendi wouldn't do anything. The only thing they didn't expect was that Di Tian had sent an invincible god emperor of the Mu divine dynasty flying away on the spot and crushed his fleshly body. A Heaven's Mandate expert. That was the most unacceptable thing to do. Divine Emperor Shueteng and the others didn't take Di Tian seriously at the start. They were only giving face to the mysterious Tianxian God dynasty. Now, they all sucked in a cold breath. He was completely dumbfounded. Heaven's Mandate realm, able to use the power of Heaven's Mandate. This was simply illogical. Am I seeing things? Di Tian has actually become a Heavenly Fate realm expert. God King Shueting was in a daze. I can't believe it. How did he become a Heaven's Mandate expert so quickly? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Could it be that the Tianxian God dynasty helped Di Tian advance? Now they were all unnatural, from a junior to a Heaven's Mandate realm expert on their level. This was something they couldn't digest. At the same time, they rejoiced in their hearts. Fortunately, they didn't give Di Tian a hard time earlier. Otherwise, it would absolutely be quite troublesome if Di Tian bore a grudge against them. The news of others reaching the Heaven's Mandate realm had long since spread out. However, it was nothing compared to Di Tian. If he tried to act fierce in front of Di Tian, he would definitely be at a disadvantage. The spirit of a martial arts fanatic. I can understand. Lin Fei nodded. I'll give face to the Imperial Lord this time. If you don't know what's good for you next time, I don't mind killing you on the spot. You should also rejoice that it was me who came this time. If those people came, they definitely wouldn't have such a good ending. Mu Rendi was extremely depressed. He felt disgusted as if he had just swallowed a fly. Why? Di Tian had become a Heavenly Mandate realm expert. Most importantly, the Mu people were even more wary of the profound sky God dynasty behind Di Tian. After suffering a loss and having his face slapped, Mu Rendi still had to squeeze out a smile. I thank Dao friend Di Tian for showing mercy on his behalf. I believe he won't be so reckless in the future. Everyone, please enter. Mu Rendi originally wanted to show off his strength to Di Tian, but he no longer had the intention to do so. Infernal Realm. In today's Mu Divine Dynasty, Mu Rendi failed to intimidate the enemy, so he quickly collected his thoughts. He invited Di Tian and the rest in. Divine Emperor Shueteng and the others became even more enthusiastic towards Di Tian. He was happy to see Mu Rendi suffer a setback. Ever since the Mu clan God dynasty's influence had been expanding, the first to be suppressed were the 4 subworlds. Because the profound sky realm was far away and the profound sky realm was filled with mystery, the profound sky realm did not feel much pressure. However, it was different for the 4 subworlds. Now that they had suffered a setback, they were in an exceptionally good mood. At the same time, they finally understood why Di Tian was so at ease. Di Tian was a Heavenly Mandate expert. With confidence, Mu Rendi did not dare to deal with a Heavenly Mandate expert easily. Not to mention the mysterious profound sky God dynasty, which allowed Di Tian to become a Heavenly Mandate expert in such a short period of time. Who knew how many more Heavenly Mandate experts the profound sky God dynasty had after sending an invincible divine emperor flying? Now, they could not wait to form a good relationship with Di Tian. The Mu clan God dynasty specially arranged a great hall. Mu Rendi was originally in high spirits today, but every time he saw Di Tian, he would feel uncomfortable in his heart. Heavenly Mandate expert. Why? Di Tian wanted to become a Heavenly Mandate expert at this time. If Di Tian did not become a Heavenly Mandate expert, Mu Rendi had many ways to deal with Di Tian. He wanted to test the mysterious, profound sky God dynasty. Until now, Mu Rendi still had not figured out the ins and outs of the profound sky God dynasty. Apart from a name and the few Heaven's Mandate experts that appeared previously, there was nothing else. The person that he heard the most was still Di Tian. However, it was impossible for Mu Rendi to give up the idea of dealing with Di Tian. Many people knew that Mu Rendi invited the dynasty Lord to deal with the surrounding 5 subworlds. As long as they annex the 5 subworlds, the overall strength of the Mu clan god dynasty could rush into the top 15 of the heavenly fate list. After everyone arrived, Murendi personally went up to the stage to speak. Murendi went up to the stage with a smile. I'm very happy today that everyone can come to the Mu clan god dynasty. This is because everyone thinks highly of me. Soon there was a commotion below. Most of them were subordinates of the Mu clan god dynasty. In the seats below, Lin Fei sat motionlessly and watched with interest. Daoist Ditian, I dare to guarantee that Murendi is about to be put on the show. Divine Emperor Styx River said sinisterly. This guy was dealt a heavy blow by you just now. He will definitely find another way to regain his face. Daoist Ditian is still the best. Murendi has been arrogant for a long time. It's really not easy to see him suffer a setback, Divine Emperor Xueting said with a smile. Initially, they were worried about Murendi. With Ditian's fierce performance, everyone heaved a sigh of relief in their hearts. With such a hot-blooded young man, they naturally didn't have to worry about going up personally. At the beginning, Murendi's high-sounding speech was nothing more than how to strengthen the divine dynasty and how to do his best to show the strength of the dynasty. Another layer of his speech was to make people want to join the divine dynasty. Soon, Murendi changed the topic. Everyone knows that under the divine world, the 6 subworlds are as close as a family. We went through the seal together and finally got out of it. Now that the war of the divine dynasty has begun, as fellow sufferers, I feel that the 6 subworlds must unite and advance and retreat together. Lin Fei smiled. Here it comes. Today's matter was actually targeted at the 5 subworlds. If Murendi didn't make a move, then he wouldn't be Murendi. Joining forces was also the most common trick. Dynasty Lord Mu is right. Unity is strength. I very much agree with this method of cooperation. Immediately, many people began to jeer. Divine Emperor Xueting and the others' faces turned slightly unsightly. Join forces? They didn't like it at all. After all, this was not a small matter. Moreover, it was Murendi who proposed it. Clearly, he wanted them to join him. Since they wanted to join, they must have a leader or an alliance master. Chapter 2052. Alliance. This was Murendi's plan. He had planned to start with Ditian to put pressure on the other 4 dynasty lords. However, he didn't expect Ditian to become a heavenly mandate expert. Not only did he fail to intimidate them, but he was also slapped in the face. Let's see how you're going to solve this. This was what Murendi and his officials had come up with. At the same time, it was also the best way. They didn't need to use any force to gain the upper hand. Dynasty Lord Mu, this is unfair. We want to join too. Dynasty Lord Mu, take us in too. The alliance can't just be 5 divine dynasties. We are willing to, as long as Dynasty Lord Mu says the word. Dynasty Lord Mu is really a good person. Nowadays, there are constant wars in the divine dynasties. We, the small divine dynasties, are the first to bear the brunt. I hope Dynasty Lord Mu can allow us to join. Before Divine Emperor Xueting and the others could say anything, the divine lords present all expressed their willingness to join this alliance. After 1, 2, and 3 divine lords said so, the situation was obviously different. This was a sign that he was unwilling to join. Good move. Lin Fei almost clapped his hands. Murendi was really good at scheming. Who didn't know that the dynasty lords here were his people? Using one's aura to suppress others. Lin Fei had learned another trick. At first, these words wouldn't have meant much to the godly dynasties of the 5 child worlds. But now that the court lords were putting on a show, the vague alliance seemed to be made of flesh and blood. Now that they were making a move against the 5 dynasty lords, it seemed like they were in the right. You don't want to join? That would be making things difficult for everyone, especially at the beginning when Murendi pointed out the relationship between everyone. They were brothers in trouble. Was it appropriate not to join? Sure enough, after hesitating for a while, Mu-Rendi agreed to join this alliance. Anyway, it was all directed by Mu-Rendi himself. Without any hesitation, Mu-Rendi agreed with a smile. In less than a moment, this newly introduced alliance became flesh and blood. A total of 15 divine dynasties were willing to join, as well as some powerful sects and families. Mu-Rendi's words. It was no longer just a casual sentence from the mouth. Thank you all for thinking so highly of me. Mu-Rendi cupped his fists at everyone. In fact, I don't want our god dynasty to be conquered. I've always believed in the saying that unity is strength. As long as everyone is united, we can crush the opposing forces. Don't you think so, Imperial Lord Xueteng? Mu-Rendi's words caught everyone's attention. God Emperor Xueteng cursed Mu-Rendi for being so shameless. Dynasty Lord Mu is right. Unity is indeed power. God Emperor Xueteng couldn't deny this point. Using excuses? He had no excuse to use now. Mu-Rendi laughed. Imperial Lord Xueteng, how righteous of you. Actually, I've been thinking about this for a long time. Years ago, our 6 subsidiary worlds were sealed by the God world. If our seniors from back then had banded together, perhaps the God world wouldn't have dared to so brazenly seal us away. As a result, the illustrious subsidiary worlds of the God world didn't dare to do so. It has completely declined. The Nether River Shenhuang and the others wanted to say that it had nothing to do with them, but they couldn't find anything to say. Mu-Rendi was really cunning. They couldn't say anything about the past. After all, they occupied the world. This was the reality. It was undeniable. It was the same no matter who came. I wonder if everyone is interested in joining this alliance to resist the invasion of the other forces. Mu-Rendi looked at God Emperor Xueteng first. Then his gaze swept across everyone. Contribute to our 6 subsidiary worlds and prevent the seal from reappearing. Mu-Rendi expressed his sincerity. No one in his position would say anything bad about Mu-Rendi. No one dared to underestimate the power of an alliance, especially when the God dynasty, family clans, and sects joined. They knew that since Mu-Rendi dared to bring it up today, he must have studied it for a long time. Even if they didn't agree now, they had ways to force them to agree. They knew this very well. Mu-Rendi was such a person, shameless and despicable. I think it's a good idea. God Emperor Xueteng smiled. But I have a few doubts. Now that we've formed an alliance, how will we mobilize our forces? Who will manage them? Also, God Emperor Xueteng was also cunning. Although he seemed to agree, he was actually expressing his doubts. Hearing God Emperor Xueteng's words, a God Lord immediately said, "That's simple. Of course. We'll let Dynasty Lord Mu be the alliance leader. By then, everyone will take out a portion of the forces in the God Dynasty and form a new force. Dynasty Lord Mu is doing this for everyone's sake." Dynasty Lord Xueteng, what do you mean by this? Are you not willing to form an alliance? A God Lord said coldly. That's right. I heard that you 4 God Lords don't like Dynasty Lord Mu. But what I see now is that Dynasty Lord Mu is doing this for everyone's sake. What are your intentions? Dynasty Lord Xueteng, tell us. Mu-Rendi didn't stop them. This was his own arrangement. In fact, he wanted God Emperor Xueteng to say it himself. They had to join this alliance today, even if they didn't want to. Of course, even if they didn't join, Mu-Rendi had ways to deal with them. As long as God Emperor Xueteng and the others didn't agree today, they would be in trouble. God Emperor Xueteng's expression turned ugly. It was the same for the others. Over a dozen God Lords, sects, and clans. The deterrent force wasn't small. After all, many of these God Lords and clans were located not far from the 6 subworlds. However, they understood in their hearts. These forces were all controlled by Mu-Rendi. Their words were equivalent to what Mu-Rendi wanted to say. Mu-Rendi was forcing them to join the alliance. Everyone quiet down. Rendi suddenly waved his hand, and everyone quietened down. Actually, there's no need for everyone to be like this. Perhaps they have other thoughts. After all, joining the alliance isn't a must. I'm already satisfied with everyone's enthusiasm. Rendi's words were vicious. His words sounded nice, as if he was showing mercy to them. In reality, he was targeting God Emperor Xueting and the others. At the same time, he would incur the wrath of the masses, and the one in trouble would be God Emperor Xueting. Lin Fei watched quietly. Rendi was really good at stirring up trouble. He just had to drag everyone into it. God Emperor Xueting and the others' expressions turned ugly. Who would want to join the alliance? Especially since everyone inside and outside the alliance was Rendi's people. When the time comes, wouldn't they be the ones suffering losses? However, if they didn't agree now, Rendi would definitely play some tricks again. This was forcing them to join. Chapter 2053. Rendi was surprised that Lin Fei suddenly spoke. From the start, Rendi had been thinking about how to deal with Di Tian. He didn't expect Di Tian to speak up for him. Couldn't Di Tian tell what he was trying to say? Rendi was confused. God Emperor Xueting didn't think that Di Tian couldn't tell what he was trying to say. Thinking about it, no one could reject today's offer. He felt a little guilty. Dao's friend is right. Mu Chaozhu is so enthusiastic. If we don't join, it'll be too insincere. God Emperor Xueting changed his previous words. Just like that, Rendi kept asking himself. After that, Celestial Emperor Yilun and the others all spoke up and agreed to join. Their words were very nice. In order to not be bullied, they were united and said all sorts of nice things. Rendi, who wanted to find an excuse to make things difficult for them, was speechless for a while. Rendi was indeed a dynasty lord. After a little grievance, he moved on to the second matter. He didn't say it himself, but let others do it. Choosing an alliance leader. When an alliance was united, there had to be an alliance leader to lead everyone. Even though everyone knew that the alliance leader position was only temporary, they still had to go through the necessary procedures. I think that Mu Chaozhu is the most suitable. Don't you guys agree? Other than Mu Chaozhu, I don't like anyone else. Mu Chaozhu, Mu Chaozhu. Immediately, everyone supported Rendi. Lin Fei sat calmly. The alliance leader selection had nothing to do with him. Rendi could do whatever he wanted. While everyone was talking, God Emperor Xueting asked Di Tian, "I thought you would reject Rendi's words. Can't you see that they are determined to get it? After all, it's just an alliance. As for what to do, it's still up to you." Lin Fei said lazily, winking his eyes at the same time. God Emperor Xueting had already thought it through. He gave a thumbs up. "You have thought it through, unlike the rest of us who are prejudiced by our first impressions. It's just an alliance, Actually, everyone reacted quickly. It was just that they couldn't let go of their pride. After thinking it through, everything became simple. Alliance. That was the alliance. It didn't matter who the alliance leader was. This time, Rendi was destined to be disappointed. Originally, Rendi had planned to put on an act for a while longer. In reality, he would not give up on the position of alliance chief. It was destined to fall into his hands. Celestial Emperor Xueting and the others had thought things through, and they were even less interested in the fight for the position of the alliance leader. There was no need for that. In my opinion, the one who is qualified to be the alliance leader is Emperor Mu, Lin Fei said with a smile. Dynasty Lord Mu is one of the top rankers on the Heavenly Fate rankings. His potential is limitless. With Dynasty Lord Mu as the alliance leader, we can save a lot of effort and worry. I'm 100% in favor of him. You're praising me again. A strange look flashed across Rendi's eyes. He had a strange feeling in his heart. This didn't match Di Tian's personality at all. Didn't the information say that Di Tian had a fiery temper? His actions were arrogant, and he definitely wouldn't give up easily when it came to fighting for the position of alliance leader. The current situation was completely different from his previous calculations. Far from it. Actually, I also agree with Taoist Di Tian's words. Dynasty Lord Mu, don't put it off anymore. We support you. God Emperor Xue Ting smiled. We support you too. We're convinced. Dynasty Lord Mu is the most qualified person here. Hence, a game that seemed to be filled with competition. A simple curtain of sunset. Mu Rendi easily became the leader of the alliance. It was so fast that even Mu Rendi couldn't accept it. It was a calculated exchange of blows. What happened to everything he had planned? It ended just like that. Mu Rendi felt that this was just a farce. Ever since Di Tian displayed the strength of a heavenly fate realm expert, everything was developing in a different direction. This made Mu Rendi very unhappy. He clearly wanted to attack Di Tian in all sorts of ways, but everything ended just like that. Many things that were calculated didn't develop according to the plot at all. This was something that had been planned a long time ago. Mu Rendi's well-thought-out plan came to an end with just a few words from Lin Fei. Everything came to a swift end. After Mu Rendi became the alliance leader, he set up a banquet. Lin Fei and God Emperor Xue Ting sat together. Although Mu Rendi had a smile on his face, he concealed his anger and didn't explode. After the banquet ended, Lin Fei and God Emperor Xue Ting bade farewell and left. That was so satisfying. God Emperor Xue Ting heaved a sigh of relief. Taoist Di Tian is still the best. If he wants to form an alliance, let him. Anyway, we can play our own game in private. I reckon that Mu Rendi is about to vomit blood now. God Emperor Styx River's cold face revealed a trace of a smile. However, Taoist Di Tian is really good at concealing his strength. He became a heavenly fate realm expert without anyone knowing. Lin Fei smiled and explained. Actually, I just advanced too. Who would have thought that Mu Rendi would make things difficult for me so soon? Since he made things difficult for me, I have to give him a memorable lesson. There's no better way than to display tyrannical strength. Although it was just a few simple sentences, everyone knew one thing. The Tianqian divine dynasty behind Di Tian was not simple. It was even more mysterious and unfathomable. After leaving the territory of the Mu clan divine dynasty, God Emperor Xueteng and the others left one after another. When they left, they invited Di Tian to be their guests. Now, they were trying to rope Di Tian in. To be able to become a heavenly fate realm expert in such a short time, it required a lot of resources. Since they were not on good terms with Mu Rendi, they might as well get closer to the Tianqian divine dynasty. With a ferocious tiger watching from the side, they couldn't afford to offend the Tianqian divine dynasty at this time. Fortunately, even though they looked down on them previously, they still had a way to salvage the situation. Lin Fei was only here to see what tricks Mu Rendi had up his sleeves. A show of strength? He was destined to be disappointed. On the way back, Lin Fei kept a smile on his face. Alliance? Lin Fei didn't mind. My Tianqian divine dynasty doesn't have many people now. Alliance or not, there's no difference. Come out. You still have to hide your aura after following me for so long. Suddenly, Lin Fei stopped and said to one of the starry skies, "Kill." There was a fluctuation in the starry sky, for tyrannical auras pressed towards where Lin Fei was. Immediately, four people in black robes appeared, all wrapped up tightly. They attacked with the power of heavenly fate. For different forces, for different directions, perfectly combined together, the power suddenly increased greatly. The starry sky collapsed on the spot, and astral winds swept across. You dare to kill me with just this bit of strength? Lin Fei laughed. Go back and tell Mu Rendi that this won't do. Lin Fei walked over and casually threw a punch. Chapter 2055. How disappointing. Lin Fei stood with his hands behind his back and shook his head. Mu Rendi is only capable of this. At this moment, the little devil spoke. Master, just a while ago, God Emperor Xuetang, and the others were attacked by the black-robed men. They weren't as lucky as Master, so they left the starry sky hurriedly with injuries. I'm not surprised at all. Lin Fei chuckled. If Mu Rendi only deals with me, and not them, then it would be too abnormal. Lin Fei had already predicted this. It wasn't easy for Mu Rendi to make a show of strength, but in the end he turned it into a farce. They didn't fall for his tricks at all. It was like punching a cotton ball, soft and powerless. Revenge was inevitable. Lin Fei was very disappointed with such petty revenge. He turned and entered the galaxy. On the same day, a piece of news spread. Divine Emperor Xuetang and the others were attacked by a group of men in black on the way back. Fortunately, not many people paid attention to it, and they just laughed it off. In the main palace of the Mu family, Mu Rendi was expressionless as he listened to his subordinates report. What a bunch of trash. Didn't I ask you to ambush? Is this the result of the ambush? Mu Rendi had indeed arranged for revenge. The focus was on Ditian. In the end, Ditian ended the ambush with a single punch. The Heavens Mandate experts who returned were all injured and were still in the secret chamber to expel the Heavens Mandate energy from their bodies. They would not recover anytime soon and would not be able to display much combat power. Everyone in the imperial court lowered their heads, especially the Heavens Mandate experts who were sent out for missions. They all had ugly expressions. They were all Heavens Mandate experts. Even if Ditian was a Heavens Mandate expert, they had confidence in dealing with a junior like Ditian. But in the end, they were all sent flying with a single punch. They left in a hurry and did not dare to approach. Imperial Lord Ditian is simply too strong. Lin Fei returned to the mysterious sky world without a hitch. After returning to the mysterious sky world, Lin Fei resumed his peaceful days. Alliance? To hell with it. He did not care at all. Mu Rendi could do whatever he wanted. The divine veins and sacred veins that Lin Fei had plundered were also being refined. The divine energy in Lin Fei's body was completely converted into heaven's will energy. Just by standing there casually, a boundless might came from his body. This pressure was much heavier than ordinary pressure. Heaven's will pressure. Leisure was leisure. The entire world. It was not very quiet. Soon, the war between the godly dynasties began. That was especially true of the god world, where wars broke out everywhere. One godly dynasty after another went on without rest. Lin Fei's old neighbor, Mu Rendi, had never stopped his actions ever since the alliance was formed. All the forces of the Mu divine dynasty began to merge together, and the power of the Mu divine dynasty expanded rapidly. As the leader of the alliance, Mu Rendi did not do anything to the other 5 subworlds, as if he had forgotten about the failure of the ambush. 3 years passed in the blink of an eye. The chaos in the divine dynasty had begun. The small divine dynasties were either destroyed or annexed, while the mid-sized divine dynasties joined forces and occupied areas one after another, forming new forces. The rankings of the divine dynasty on the destiny list began to change. Every day, some divine dynasties disappeared, while others continued to advance. As the situation continued to advance, the powerful divine dynasties became more and more obvious, and soon an era of separation was formed. This was also an indispensable process in the era of destiny. 3 years was enough to destroy a small divine dynasty. Soon, only the mid-sized and large divine dynasties were left. The distribution of forces also became obvious. Now, the divine dynasties ranked in the top 50 had absolute strength without exception. It would take a long time for them to destroy each other. First on the destiny list, Dream Divine Dynasty. Second on the destiny list, Peerless Divine Dynasty. Third on the destiny list, Jinhai Divine Dynasty. Invincible Palace. Lin Fei looked at the latest ranking. These should be the 10 strongest divine dynasties fighting for the destiny list in the future. Lin Fei put down the information. During these 3 years, the competition among the divine dynasties on the destiny list was very fierce. However, during these 3 years, the 10 divine dynasties had been determined. Some of them were newly risen, while the others were divine dynasties that had existed since the beginning. The Heaven Dragon God dynasty is really capable. In just 3 years, they've already reached the 7th position. Lin Fei had a whole new level of respect for the Heaven Dragon Divine Dynasty. I heard that the Divine Son Heavenly Dragon is now a destiny expert and has condensed a destiny seed. He also has a mysterious force behind him. Soon, Lin Fei's eyes fell on another force. This peerless divine dynasty is strange. Its dynasty lord is very mysterious, and it rose even faster. In just a year, it has already reached 2nd place. Lin Fei thought, which divine dynasty is that super dangerous existence supporting? After the 10 divine dynasties occupied a part of the divine world, the lords of the restricted areas all maintained a wait-and-see attitude. None of them participated in the scuffle. After the top 10 divine dynasties were determined, the competition between the 20th and 50th divine dynasties became more intense, and the rankings changed every day. After the 10 divine dynasties were determined, they began to recruit these divine dynasties. In the Mu divine dynasty, Mu Rendi secretly welcomed a special envoy. This envoy had a powerful background. Even Mu Rendi had to humble himself a little in front of this envoy. "Welcome, Special Envoy Huang." Mu Rendi had a smile on his face. He had no choice. The other party's background was too powerful. The visitor was dressed in brocade and had an imposing appearance. He was from the 2nd-ranked, peerless divine dynasty. "You're too polite, Lord Mu," Special Envoy Huang said with a smile. Mu Rendi invited Special Envoy Huang to a secret chamber. Mu Rendi was very excited when he learned that the peerless divine dynasty's special envoy was coming. In 3 years, the Mu divine dynasty's power had expanded rapidly, and its ranking had risen to about 35th. It had a certain influence, but compared with the peerless divine dynasty, it was nothing. The peerless divine dynasty was ranked 2nd, and its dynasty lord was an absolute expert among the destiny experts. There were even experts who had condensed a destiny seed. What was that? He hadn't even condensed a destiny seed yet. The destiny seed was actually a division of strength among the destiny experts. The destiny seed could absorb the destiny power faster. Others needed 10 days, but a destiny expert who had mastered the destiny seed only needed 1 day. This was the gap that couldn't be made up for. It was very difficult to break through to this level, and Mu Rendi was still stuck on the edge until now. "Lord Mu, you should know why I'm here. Our dynasty lord thinks highly of you. As long as you are willing to submit, he will give you the position of feudal prefect in the future." Chapter 2056. The peerless divine dynasty rose the fastest. Mu Rendi knew very well that if the Mu family wanted to resist the peerless divine dynasty's attack, it would be like a mantis trying to stop a chariot. They were not on the same level at all. Mu Rendi attached great importance to the arrival of the peerless divine dynasty's special envoy. The fight for the heavens would always be fought over by a few peak existences. For a dynasty lord like them, it was nothing more than accumulating strength and following a powerful dynasty lord. In the future, it would be easy to inherit the clan. That was the best pursuit. The special envoy of the peerless divine dynasty had arrived. Mu Rendi showed enough sincerity and attitude. As soon as Special Envoy Huang threw out this title, Mu Rendi was very excited. At the same time, he was also quite tempted. The title of feudal governor of an era was not as simple as it sounded. "Unparalleled dynasty lord, you think too highly of me." Although Mu Rendi was very tempted, he did not agree. Mu Rendi still understood the principle of comparing goods from 3 different shops. Meanwhile, the 5 subworlds welcomed a special guest. a special envoy of the 10 divine dynasties. Every single one of the 6 subordinate worlds beneath the God world was of interest. Since ancient times, it had been said that obtaining a child world would increase the number of variables in the future. This saying had been passed down for a long time. Until now, no one knew what was going on. The only thing they knew was that everyone attached great importance to the 6 subworlds under the God realm. Therefore, the special envoys of the 10 divine dynasties set off in secret. If he could recruit them, he would. A special envoy had also come from the profound sky world. However, it was not just one, but 3 special envoys. Special envoy? Lin Fei rarely took care of affairs. When he heard that the 3 special envoys had come, he was a little surprised. He's here earlier than I thought. Ever since the establishment of the 10 great God dynasties, Lin Fei knew that the mysterious sky world would be targeted. Everything came down to the words that were passed down. Obtaining a child world was a matter of destiny. Before, the divine dynasty's power had not been established yet, so no one paid attention to it. Now that the 10 great God dynasties had been confirmed and their internal problems had been resolved, it was only natural that they set their sights on the 6 subordinate worlds under the God world. Invite them in. What a coincidence. This time, the imperial court sent you here. He hasn't come in yet. The 3 envoys outside bumped into each other. Yu Fei, the special envoy of the Ocean God dynasty, said coldly. Ever since the locations of the 10 divine dynasties were confirmed, both of them wanted to replace each other and expand their own strength so that they could fight for the heavens' will in the end. Your Ocean God dynasty is not the same. Why do you have to talk about me? The person who came was also from the Purgatory God dynasty, ranked 4th among the 10 great God dynasties. He was also very powerful. Yu Fei snorted coldly. Our Ocean Divine Dynasty wants the mysterious Sky Divine Dynasty. You'd better leave. You can't say that. The 3rd special envoy spoke. It was Zicheng from the 5th-ranked Purple Flame Divine Dynasty. Who can guarantee who the profound Sky Divine Dynasty will choose? As the 5th Divine Dynasty, the first 4 Divine Dynasties were all enemies. When they arrived, they knew what they were here for. They were all competitors and enemies. Obtaining a child world was the mandate of heaven. This saying has been passed down ever since. The envoys of the 3 divine dynasties all wanted to bring the profound sky divine dynasty into their own forces. Right now, neither side was willing to submit to the other. If it weren't for the fact that their strengths were about the same, they would have already started fighting. In the palace, Lin Fei sat on the main seat and did not greet the 3 special envoys. Of course, Lin Fei was just like that. Even though the 10 divine dynasties were confirmed, Lin Fei did not care. After the 3 special envoys were invited in, they saw Di Tian, who was sitting swaggeringly and felt very uncomfortable. After the positions of the 10 divine dynasties were confirmed, the 10 divine dynasties were already the top existences in the world. Even if they were special envoys, no matter where they went, everyone had to deal with them carefully. Even those dynasty lords had to come out to greet them. Now, Di Tian, who was just a subject in the imperial court, actually welcomed them like this. They were all imperceptibly angry. I haven't been feeling well recently, so I can't come out to greet you personally. I hope the 3 of you don't mind. Lin Fei said apologetically. The 3 special envoys snorted coldly in their hearts. Only your body isn't well? What kind of joke is this? Isn't the body of an immortal not good? Are you lying to a 3-year-old child? What made them the most unhappy was that the profound Sky Divine Dynasty had arranged for Di Tian to greet them. They did not take the special envoys of the profound Sky Divine Dynasty seriously. Actually, I didn't want to come either. All the higher-ups in the imperial court have matters to attend to, so they could only push me out. If you think that I'm not qualified to talk, you can stay in my invincible palace for a while. When they are better, I will inform you. Lin Fei said. From the moment they came in, Lin Fei did not like them. The three special envoys all had a high degree of arrogance. They looked at the profound sky divine dynasty with disdain, as if they were looking at the people of the lower class. Lin Fei did not like such gazes. "Ha ha ha, it's no big deal at all." Yu Fei of the Ocean Divine Dynasty laughed. "I heard that Di Tian of the Profound Sky Divine Dynasty is young and promising. Seeing him today, I can see that it is indeed true. At your age, I can't be in charge of such an important matter. You flatter me. This is because everyone is giving me face. It's really nothing." Lin Fei invited the three of them to take a seat. Although the three of them were unhappy, they did not really show it. After sitting down, the three of them first introduced themselves. In fact, they were just raising their names to let everyone know that they were not as simple as special envoys. The Ocean Divine Dynasty is third, the Purgatory Divine Dynasty is fourth, and the Purple Flame Divine Dynasty is fifth. They all have great backgrounds. Lin Fei said to himself. 3 of the top 5 divine dynasties of the 10 major divine dynasties had come. Lin Fei did not quite understand the words that were circulating outside. Obtain the child world. Obtain the mandate of heaven? The 3 of them introduced themselves in a lofty manner. When they spoke to Lin Fei, they didn't view him as someone on the same level. Even if they knew that Di Tian was a Heaven's Mandate expert, he was still just a Heaven's Mandate expert. A Heaven's Mandate seed could easily kill him. Moreover, they were from the 10 major divine dynasties. They represented the entire divine dynasty. Even if the Profound Sky Divine Dynasty was mysterious, they would at most be a little afraid. They would not be truly afraid. How could this be possible? They could occupy the profound sky world with just 1/3 of their strength. It was just that they would have to pay a huge price. It was not worth it. The 3 special envoys have come from afar. Just say what you want. I am a very straightforward person. As long as it is possible, I will agree. The Imperial Dynasty Lord has given me full authority to handle it. Lin Fei put on another hat for himself. The more he thought about it, the more satisfied he was with this idea. They were a little surprised when they saw Di Tian speak, so casually. What did this guy do to deserve such attention from the Imperial Dynasty Lord? Yu Fei of the Ocean Divine Dynasty was the first to speak. He said condescendingly, "Friend Di Tian, our Imperial Dynasty Lord is quite interested in your profound sky world." Chapter 2057. As a special envoy of the 3rd God Dynasty, Special Envoy Yu Fei naturally had his own pride. He didn't mind saying it in front of everyone. Our Ocean God Dynasty is interested in the mysterious sky world. What are you going to do about it? Even though he doubted whether Di Tian could handle it, Special Envoy Yu Fei wasn't worried. He was saying it for the people behind it. He believed that the higher-ups of the mysterious sky God Dynasty would be paying attention. Let's see how you choose. This was Special Envoy Yu Fei's plan. The Purgatory God Dynasty's Triple Kill Envoy and Purple Flame God Dynasty's Ziqing Envoy scolded Yu Fei for being shameless. Even though they were unhappy, they weren't in a hurry to speak. From their previous interaction, they knew that Di Tian wasn't as easy to deal with as they had imagined. They decided to wait and see. If they could make Yu Fei unhappy, that would be even better. At least they could vent their anger. Lin Fei was shocked. The Ocean God Dynasty really thinks too highly of our mysterious sky world. At the start, Special Envoy Yu Fei was quite happy. Di Tian was tactful and knew how powerful the Ocean God Dynasty was. If he did well, he might be able to complete the mission. Obtain the world, obtain the destiny. Who didn't know this saying? As long as Special Envoy Yu Fei could convince Di Tian, it would be equivalent to completing a mission and making a great contribution. When he returned, he would definitely be promoted and reach the peak of his life. No. As he listened, he felt something was wrong. Gone just like that? Are you done talking? Special Envoy Yu Fei felt something was wrong. The first half of the sentence was fine, but why did you stop? Weren't you going to declare your position? Then what does Taoist Di Tian say? Special Envoy Yu Fei couldn't help but ask again. Lin Fei did it on purpose just now, just brushing him off first. Anyway, the situation wasn't too serious. Brushing him off was fine. But now, Lin Fei still didn't understand why there would be such a saying the moment the God dynasty appeared. The Triple Kill Envoy and Zi Cheng Envoy laughed in their hearts. It was just as they had imagined. Di Tian wasn't that easy to deal with. Triple Kill Emissary Zi Cheng, come here. Is it because of this as well? Lin Fei suddenly asked the two of them, as if he hadn't heard Special Envoy Yu Fei's words. The Triple Kill Special Agent was rather skinny, but he had a strong, baleful aura around him. It could imperceptibly affect a person's mind, and it could also be used as a support in battle. Taoist Di Tian is right. I represent the Purgatory God Dynasty and wish for the Profound Sky Divine Dynasty to join our Purgatory God Dynasty. You can state your conditions. The Triple Kills Envoy said. Special Envoy Zicheng, who was at the side, became anxious and said, Our Purple Flame God Dynasty also hopes that the Profound Sky God Dynasty will join our God Dynasty. Our Dynasty Lord said that as long as the Profound Sky God Dynasty Lord is willing to join, he can bestow a piece of land. At the same time, he can assume the position of one of the 10 great generals in the God Dynasty and rule over a region. Lin Fei was delighted when he heard this. Everyone was really going all out in order to obtain the Profound Sky World. General, in any God dynasty, a position was very important, especially when one had military power. No one dared to neglect it. For the sake of the Profound Sky World, the other party had spent a lot of money and could even seal a region. However, Lin Fei also understood in his heart that the other party was using peaceful means before resorting to force. What would come next would definitely be the opponent's martial strength. When Special Envoy Yu Fei heard this, he knew that it was not good. He was trying to use generous gifts to move the upper echelons of the Profound Sky God Dynasty. Fellow Taoist Di Tian, don't listen to them. These things can't compare to our Ocean Divine Dynasty at all. Envoy Yu Fei sneered. Our Ocean God Dynasty can let your Profound Sky World set any conditions. Even if it's a heavenly mandate technique, it won't be difficult. Our Ocean Divine Dynasty will give you whatever you want. This is our sincerity. After saying that, Special Envoy Yu Fei looked at the other two envoys proudly. Use this to move the other party? Then you're going to lose. The expressions of the two of them changed slightly. Although the gap between them was not big, they were still lacking in terms of foundation. Furthermore, any conditions that were laid out would definitely move them. The Triple Kill Envoy knew that things were bad the moment he heard that. The Ocean Divine Dynasty was really willing to set any conditions. Fellow Taoist Di Tian, you can actually state more conditions. Our Purgatory God Dynasty will agree to any of them. The Triple Murders Envoy said sincerely. When he came, his superiors had given him strict orders that he had to convince the other party, no matter what. Now that they were competing in terms of conditions, let's go for it. Who's afraid of who? Hence, the three envoys started arguing. Lin Fei was overjoyed, but the doubts in his heart grew. The Profound Sky World did not seem to be mysterious. Until now, he had not discovered any clues. However, the three God dynasties placed such importance on it, so Lin Fei had no choice but to take it seriously. Elder, there are a few more God Emperors outside. They say that they are the Divine Dynasty's envoys and want to see you. Suddenly, someone ran in from outside and interrupted their conversation. Invite them in. Lin Fei did not hesitate and asked his subordinates to invite them in. However, Special Envoy Yu Fei and the others were not too happy. It was obvious that someone had spread the news and purposely came at this time because they were afraid that someone else would beat them to it. After a while, special envoys with powerful auras walked in from outside. When they saw the three envoys sitting there, Their eyes shot out a sharp light, and they started to oppose each other. Interesting. Lin Fei did not mind their appearance. The more people there were, the harder it would be to negotiate. The previous idea of the 3 envoys would probably have to be dispelled. As soon as they came in, Lin Fei asked someone to bring chairs over. Everyone sat down. The atmosphere was not very good, and the way they looked at each other was not very friendly. After the envoys came in and sat down, they introduced themselves. Just as Lin Fei had expected, they were all from the 10 god dynasties. Today, they were all gathered together. The fact that the envoys of the 10 god dynasties had gathered in the profound sky world was shocking. Di Tian, the dynasty lord of the Dream Dynasty, said that as long as you are willing to convince the higher-ups to join the Dream Dynasty, everything is negotiable. This is your chance. The Dream Dynasty's envoy is called Meng Li. It sounds like a very feminine name, but in fact he is a man. He has the back of a tiger and the waist of a bear. Special Envoy Meng Li is a member of the Dream God Emperor's family. He is also a God Emperor, although he cannot compete with those invincible God Emperors. With the God Dynasty behind him, no one would dare to disrespect him. Right now, Special Envoy Meng Li was waiting for Di Tian's reply. As for the others, he chose to ignore them and just looked at Di Tian, who was once an important enemy of the Dream Race. Special Envoy Meng Li's words made the other envoys very unhappy. No one could hear the coercion in his words. Lin Fei smiled and said, "Everyone thinks highly of the profound sky world. My face is very proud. However, this is not a small matter. I have to report it to the higher-ups." Perfunctory again. These words were very reasonable. Chapter 2058. That was Lin Fei's mentality. Envoy Meng Li did not hear what he wanted, and the other envoys were secretly happy. They all expressed their intentions to recruit him, and they were willing to pay any price for the mysterious sky world. That was really generous, but they were destined to be disappointed. Lin Fei had been perfunctory and did not agree at all, nor did he reveal any information, which made everyone very unhappy, especially Envoy Meng Li. Di Tian was originally an enemy of the Meng-Yi God Dynasty. If not for the mysterious Sky God Dynasty, the Meng-Yi God Dynasty would have captured Di Tian long ago. The noisy meeting ended simply. The envoys of the 10 God Dynasties all stayed in the Invincible Palace. No one was willing to leave at this time, even if there was only a 1 in 10,000 chance. The mysterious sky world was too important. I heard that the envoys of the 10 God Dynasties are here today. Lin Fei quickly gathered with the Massacre Deity Emperor and the others. In a short time, their strength improved extremely quickly, and now they were all in the Creation Deity Emperor realm, infinitely close to the Apotheosis Deity Emperor. Among them, the one who improved the fastest was the Massacre Deity Emperor. Yes, it's quite lively. Everyone wants the God Dynasty to join their God Dynasty. Lin Fei said with a smile, "It's just that I'm not the God Dynasty Lord and I can't decide. After all, this is a big deal." The Tianzi Divine Emperor smiled. "Even if you can't decide, little junior brother is very popular now." The few of them laughed. In their eyes, little junior brother Di Tian, whose position was lower than theirs, was now above them, and he himself was a terrifying destiny realm expert. Especially after accepting little junior brother's kindness, they realized that it was so easy to improve one's strength. I guess little junior brother came today because of that message. The Massacre Deity Emperor said with a smile, "Senior brother is indeed senior brother. I can't hide this from you at all." Lin Fei admitted straightforwardly, "I'm really curious about this. Senior brother should know that I haven't been in the mysterious sky world for long, and I didn't know there was such a secret. I didn't even know about this secret. Senior brother should know about it." After returning, Lin Fei paid more attention to this message. Back then, Lin Fei had some doubts about the profound sky world. How could the 6 subworlds grow to such an extent, to the point that they were willing to be sealed beneath them? Unfortunately, he had never been able to figure out the details. With the arrival of the Mandate era, Lin Fei finally understood some things. The subworlds seemed to play an important role in the future era of destiny. Lin Fei wanted to learn more about the specific situation from his senior brother, the Slaughter God Emperor. This time, Lin Fei was destined to be disappointed. The Massacre God Emperor shook his head with a bitter smile. If you want to talk about something else, I might be able to talk about it. However, I can't do anything about this because I'm not too sure myself. Lin Fei exclaimed, "How is this possible? Hasn't the infernal realm always been passed down to senior brother? In the profound sky world, it has always been a chaotic era." The Tianzi God Emperor added with a bitter smile, "Junior brother, we really don't know about this. As for the true meaning of this sentence, I'm afraid that even the other 5 subworlds don't have any records. I reckon that no one in the entire divine world knows about it." Lin Fei frowned. "Since there are rumors, why is it that no one in the entire divine world knows about it? Why is it that no one in the entire God world knows? Someone must have recorded it." The Massacre God Emperor said to Lin Fei, "Actually, I had the same expression as you at that time. Later on, I tried to investigate, but to no avail. Hence, I came to a shocking conclusion. I suspect that there's someone behind it." The Tianzi God Emperor nodded heavily. "I also think that senior brother's words are very reasonable. The secret of the subworlds seems to have been erased out of thin air. Even now, no one knows about it." Lin Fei was overwhelmed with shock. Erased by someone? This was simply too unbelievable. Even Lin Fei was starting to doubt himself. Just who in the world had the ability to erase a secret like this? However, perhaps my position isn't high enough. Perhaps someone knows about it. For example, the lords of those restricted areas. The Massacre God Emperor suddenly said, "I remember that you know the Supreme Demon Emperor. He might know something." Although he didn't get any definite information, Lin Fei couldn't help but think of the 3 extremely dangerous fellows he met in the starry sky. At the same time, on the other side, in a courtyard where Meng Li was. Meng Li was very pleased with Di Tian's performance today. The profound sky God dynasty is really something. Why did they let a brat handle this matter? Meng Li hated the higher-ups of the profound sky God dynasty. A lucky fellow actually received the attention of the profound sky God dynasty. If it wasn't for the mysterious profound sky God dynasty, even until now, no useful clues had been found. The profound sky God dynasty was still so mysterious. In the room, after setting up an array formation, Meng Li took out a jade talisman and pinched it. Then a light screen appeared. A person appeared on the light screen, emitting a powerful aura. "Dynasty Lord," Meng Li said with his head lowered. His eyes were filled with endless worship. The person who appeared on the light screen was none other than the first Dream God Emperor, the current first Dream Dynasty Lord. "How is it?" The faint voice was filled with endless majesty, causing one's soul to tremble. It didn't succeed. That brat Di Tian is doing it half-heartedly. I think the profound Sky God Dynasty doesn't want to be annexed, and is deliberately delaying us, Meng Li said in a low voice. The first Dream Dynasty Lord was very calm. However, no matter how calm he was, there was always a trace of anger in his eyes. That was the first Dream Dynasty Lord's anger towards Di Tian. The profound Sky God Dynasty will be annexed sooner or later. No matter how mysterious the profound Sky God Dynasty is, they can't stop this trend. The first Dream Dynasty Lord said coldly. "Then what should I do?" Meng Li asked. "Aren't you usually very smart? If he doesn't want to consider it, then give him pressure. Pressure the profound Sky God Dynasty and force them to take the initiative to speak." "Do you need me to teach you such a simple thing?" Meng Li nodded repeatedly. "I understand." The light screen didn't last long before it dissipated. At this moment, in a few other courtyards, the special envoys of the profound sky, God dynasty, were all contacting the dynasty lord and reported what happened today. Special Envoy Huang came as well. With regards to today's result, Special Envoy Huang wasn't surprised at all. He took out a jade talisman and contacted someone. Dynasty Lord Mu, it's your turn now. On the other side of the light screen was Mu Rendi. Ditian asked for it, just when everyone was thinking of a solution. Lin Fei once again wandered around the profound sky world. Analyze and search the profound sky world again. It's best if you can enter a deeper level of analysis. I want to know everything about the profound sky world, including any different places. Lin Fei didn't plan to look for the Supreme Devil Emperor and the others. They weren't good people. Master of Chaos? Chapter 2059. The All-Heaven God Dynasty. The All-Heaven Divine Emperor had been having a rough time recently. Ever since the Destiny Stone incident, not only did they not gain any benefits, but they also became the scapegoat. After that, the entire dynasty was attacked by the first Dream God Dynasty and some other God dynasties, causing their vitality to be greatly damaged. In the following period of time, the good situation was quickly dealt a heavy blow. In the end, they didn't enter the territory of the 10 God dynasties. This caused Luo Tian to gnash his teeth in anger at that brat Ditian. There were many times when he wanted to go and take care of Ditian. However, every time he heard about the Tianxian Divine Dynasty, he could not help but want to retreat. That Tianxian Divine Dynasty was too mysterious. Luo Tian had once thought about it. Other than Ditian, no one else had this suspicion, and Ditian was the most suspicious. Although the All-Heaven Divine Dynasty did not enter the top 10, it was still a formidable existence in the top 20. After the All-Heaven Divine Emperor heard the news, he dismissed everyone. Hearing that the special envoys of the 10 God dynasties had gone to the profound sky world, the All-Heaven Divine Emperor had felt uncomfortable. When that news spread, everyone could not help but take it seriously. Humph! So what if you have a backer, Ditian? The 10 divine dynasties are all hungry tigers. There's nothing for you to take advantage of. All-Heaven Divine Emperor gulped down a cup of wine. Boom! At this moment, a black-robed old man appeared in the palace without warning. A cold light flashed in the All-Heaven Divine Emperor's eyes as he waved his palm. His heavens will turned into a wind blade that swept towards the black-robed old man. Not bad, not bad. I'm about to condense the heavens, we'll seed. The old man in black waved his hand, and the wind blade automatically disintegrated. Who are you? The God King's heart trembled. That casual attack just now was enough to kill a beginner Heavenly Mandate Realm expert, but the old man in front of him was able to easily block it. This was too hard to accept. You don't need to know me. I just want to borrow something from you. The God King was secretly on guard. He knew that he had met a top expert who could tell with a single glance that he was about to condense a heavens will seed. This was his trump card. What is that? Your body. Don't even think about it, Luo Tian said harshly. As soon as he finished speaking, All-Heaven Divine Emperor found himself unable to move, unable to even circulate the energy in his body. The black-clad old man walked up to Zhang Xian and placed a finger on his forehead. After that, he turned into a black mist. After entering the All-Heaven Divine Emperor's body, the All-Heaven Divine Emperor had a ferocious expression on his face. After a few breaths, he stopped. Not bad. Not bad. This body is not bad. The All-Heaven Divine Emperor opened his eyes again. His body swayed back and forth as he revealed a smile. The seed of heavens will is still lacking a bit. The God King channeled his heavens will energy and opened his mouth to swallow an item. The heavens will seed that was just a sliver away was instantly condensed. The heavens will seed took root in his body as strands of heavens will energy drilled out. Another one. Big brother. What should we do? At the same time, somewhere else, a black and a white figure stood in a valley. The valley was in ruins, and almost the entire valley had been destroyed. Another, doppelganger, Black Robe, shook his head. His myriad holy spirits are getting more and more powerful. White Robe sneered, so what if it's powerful? We'll deal with it sooner or later. What should we do next? We've already lost the lead. The black-robed man frowned. What's there to worry about? Isn't that old man's goal to rebuild the celestial dynasty? Now that the heavens will era has begun, the 100 dynasties era has begun. The old man will definitely control the celestial dynasty. As long as we pay attention, we'll be able to find the old man's whereabouts. I don't think it's appropriate. He used this method the last time. Now that his myriad holy spirits have matured, it's even stronger than before. It's hard to distinguish between the real and the fake. If he wants to hide, it'll be hard for us to find him. Black Robe Man said worriedly. That's easy. We'll support a celestial dynasty. Let's play with that old man. The two hit it off. On that day, they controlled a celestial dynasty that was ranked in the 30s. They became the people behind the scenes and controlled the entire celestial dynasty. In the underground of the mysterious sky world, Lin Fei shuttled back and forth. With the large success of the power of space, Lin Fei could come and go freely in the mysterious sky world. Even those envoys could not find him. Nothing. Still nothing. Nothing again. Lin Fei had been looking for something different in the mysterious sky world. In the past, Lin Fei did not have the strength to do so. Now that he naturally had to study the mysteries of the mysterious sky world. The news from the outside world was not groundless. There had to be a reason behind it. Lin Fei did not look at the system. He relied on his own ability. Unfortunately, as long as there was something different in the mysterious sky world, Lin Fei would go there personally. He even went to all kinds of dangerous places. Unfortunately, he did not find anything. It seems like I still have to rely on the system. On a mountain peak, Lin Fei sighed softly. It was still too difficult to rely on himself. How is it? There's almost nothing. This time, Lin Fei threw caution to the wind and used his destiny points. Only then could he find some clues about the mysterious sky world. If not for the envoys of the 10 celestial dynasties coming, Lin Fei would not be in a hurry to check out the entire mysterious sky world. He had no choice but to be anxious. If he knew in advance, he would have a higher chance of winning. Master, there's news. Suddenly, a message came from the system. Lin Fei opened it to take a look. It was not about the mysterious sky world, but from Invincible #1. Mu Rendi has begun to mobilize his troops and is going out in secret. Ever since the organization Counterkill became popular, Lin Fei had arranged for Invincible #1 to stay outside with 3 invincible god emperors to secretly monitor the Mu family dynasty. Follow him. At this time, the Mu family dynasty had arranged for many people to move out. They were all top-notch experts. It would be fine if they did it openly, but if they did it sneakily, it would be suspicious. Lin Fei was in contact with Invincible #1. If there was any movement over there, he would know immediately. The search is complete. Little Devil appeared. Hee Master's really lucky. The mysterious sky world is really mysterious. What are you talking about? Say it. Lin Fei scolded jokingly. At this time, even Lin Fei was a little excited. No matter how you hide, you will still be exposed in front of my system. Master, look. A map appeared in front of Lin Fei, but there was a red dot in the middle of the map. After the system's analysis, we found that this location is very different. It is naturally isolated by a kind of power, and that is the destiny power. The other party is very good at hiding, and even top-notch experts will not be able to discover this destiny power. Lin Fei was very surprised. There is destiny power in the mysterious sky world. Bring me there quickly. This was definitely sensational news. Chapter 2060. The system was awesome. Ever since he had the profound sky world, Lin Fei had been pondering over one thing. Why was the profound sky world so important in the eyes of others? Moreover, it was an independent subworld. Now he finally had an answer. It turned out that the profound sky world had a source of heaven's will energy. Now that Lin Fei knew that the heaven's will energy could be absorbed, it floated in the void and did not have a fixed source. This was surprising and shocking. He could not help but be shocked. Then why didn't you find it last time? Lin Fei asked. Little Devil gave a reply that vomited blood. Previously, I did not have advanced mode, nor did I input the heaven's will energy, so I was unable to analyze and search in all aspects. Lin Fei was speechless. This is it. Following Little Devil's guidance, Lin Fei came to the underground and continuously shuttled. Then he went deep underground. Very quickly, he encountered a layer of formless energy. Lin Fei was secretly speechless. What a powerful array. It actually separated the underground. If I used my divine sense to search, I would definitely not be able to find anything wrong with this place. Standing in front of it, it was as if the underground did not exist. This was definitely a surprising thing. Break the array for me. After trying a few times, Lin Fei's face turned grave. No matter what method he used, the formless energy kept him outside. Even when he used the power of space, it was also blocked by a layer of energy. This is a heaven's will array. It is flawless. Little Devil said seriously, Interesting, really interesting. I don't care if it is a heaven's will array or not. I am just saying that you have no confidence in breaking it. Lin Fei was shocked once again. Although it was the heaven's will era, heaven's will experts could use the power of heaven's will. But to perfectly release the power of heaven's will, Lin Fei had only seen it with God Emperor Meng-Yi. Absolutely no problem, my master, as long as there are heaven's will points. Little Devil snapped his fingers, and the heaven's will points in the system began to be deducted. Lin Fei sat cross-legged, looking at the formless existence in front of him. This was the central core of the profound sky world. If it was not for his great increase in strength, he might not be able to sense the power of heaven's will. I don't know. Is there a big secret behind this? Lin Fei was a little excited. It wasn't like they hadn't checked this place before. He had not discovered anything at all. As for using his spiritual sense to scan the entire profound sky world, he could forget about it. 2 hours later. All right, the Little Devil said happily, Master can go in now. Lin Fei stood up, casually glancing at his destiny points. He sucked in a breath of cold air. *CK, why did I use so much? Why didn't you give me a notification? In just a short period of time, he had used up 80 million destiny points. Lin Fei was about to collapse. How painful! Even if Lin Fei was filthy rich, he could still spend 80 million destiny points in 2 hours. His heart ached a lot. He, who asked me to use advanced mode. Advanced mode consumes a lot of energy. Furthermore, this heaven's will formation is extremely powerful. If it was anyone else, they would only be able to watch. The Little Devil said proudly, Furthermore, I told Master that this heaven's will formation is flawless. If it was someone else trying to break the formation, they wouldn't be able to break it even after 100 million years. Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. 80 million destiny points. If this heaven's will formation is so powerful, have you mastered it yet? Suddenly, Lin Fei had an idea. He couldn't help but look at the Little Devil. If it was possible, he could at least make up for the loss. The Little Devil had goosebumps. Master, what are you trying to do? What are you doing? I'm gay. Lin Fei slapped the Little Devil's body, causing it to scatter into pieces. What nonsense are you talking about? I'm not gay. I just want to know whether this heaven's will formation is useful or not. This formation took the system 2 hours and 80 million destiny points. Lin Fei realized how precious this heaven's will formation was. It couldn't even be said to be precious, but it was definitely a rare existence. If the mysterious sky world, no, the invincible palace could set up such a heavens-will formation, Lin Fei would be completely at ease. He could only break it with the system. What about outsiders? They would probably grind their teeth and not be able to break it. In theory, I've already mastered it. There shouldn't be a problem. The little devil said confidently, I've analyzed the entire heavens-will formation. This is indeed an extremely powerful concealment formation. It's clearly in front of you, but you can't detect it with your divine sense. If Master wants to set it up, according to the system's calculations, I only need to spend about 100 million destiny points to set it up. 100 million destiny points? Lin Fei swallowed his saliva, very, very big. I'm going to go bankrupt. He shook his head. Let's go in and take a look first. The formation was broken, but Lin Fei didn't break it completely. Instead, he walked in. The heavens-will formation was still intact. If he completely broke the formation now, the secret here would be exposed. At that time, the mysterious sky world would definitely be involved. He had no choice but to make a choice. How mysterious! Lin Fei was shocked as he walked. This was a brand new formation structure, far beyond the scope of ordinary formations. If he really had to break it, even if he stood for a few days and nights, it would still be the same. As he walked, there was suddenly an empty space in front of him. A small independent space appeared in front of Lin Fei. That's right, it was an independent space. Who? The moment Lin Fei entered, he couldn't help but take a deep breath. Instantly, the destiny energy that filled the sky surged towards him. His whole body expanded like a ball, and all the pores on his body opened up. Awesome, this is too awesome. Lin Fei squinted his eyes. There's actually so much destiny energy here. No wonder the system actually used 80 million destiny points to break the formation. I almost became a pauper. Previously, Lin Fei was still feeling heartache over the 80 million destiny points. Such a large amount of destiny energy was enough to kill many destiny realm experts. Now that he had used it to break a ridiculous heavens-will formation, Lin Fei felt a little resentful. However, when he saw the incredibly dense heavens-will energy, he immediately felt a wave of comfort wash over him. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. How is it? My analysis is correct, right? Little Fiend became cocky again. That is. Lin Fei didn't care about Little Fiend's words. His eyes were attracted by something in front of him. In the center of the small independent space, there was a huge black altar. It was just floating in the middle of the space. The surroundings of the black altar were empty, giving off a very quiet feeling. That wasn't the main point. The main point was that someone had planted a tree on the black altar. The tree was purplish gold in color, and it was absorbing destiny energy.